Fast Lane on Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Carey Davis out today, taking care of some personal business. 201, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals fall again last night to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Sorry.
Boy, what a microcosm of the 2024 season, boys. Bases loaded. You've got Goldie, who was in... Lars Nootbaar was intentionally walked. Lars Nootbaar intentionally walked to get to Paul Goldschmidt. In what universe does that not work out for the Cardinals?
Well, that not only just to get to Goldie. You had Goldie and Gorman. Two guys that could empty the bases with the flick of a wrist.
In proper days, yes.
Correct.
In the olden days, yes.
In
the Roman times, sure, but not last night. So the Brewers win 3-2. I guess we'll start off with a very few positives. One, Eric Fetty looked good last night. Gave him a chance. 5 2/3, 6 hits allowed, only 2 runs. He did walk 4 and 2. Look, that's not good. It was good enough last night.
It didn't hurt you.
It was fine. He was fine. He gave you an opportunity to win. Your bullpen from that point gave up the 1 run. John King allowed that. 3-2 you lose. But you get a huge pinch hit home run out of Matt Carpenter, giving Carey Davis 10 points in our home run derby because all of you guys took pinch hit home runs. He hit on his. So now he's right behind you, right, Marsh? For the home run derby?
Yeah, I believe he's at
points.
21 points now. I'm at 24 still.
Things just got interesting last night.
Super funny because Carey gets the home run, and then literally not too far after that, it might have been the next batter, Tommy Pham comes up and has an opportunity, which Jamie picked him to hit a home run. So if he hits a home run, that's another 10 points for Jamie. And after he ends up striking out on 3 pitches, you chime in, no! Because you're fighting for that 3rd spot with Carey, and he just... see you later.
I can no longer see him.
At the top of the pile now, and then there's Stalter.
And then there's me. Yes.
All you got to do now, Anthony, every single game, just pick.
That's the new strategy. I have to. Yeah. I got to get back into it.
It's been my strategy for the last bit, just trying to catch Marshy. Now I got to try and catch Marshy and Carey.
Yep. Well, you and I got the same approach now. All right. So our guy, Bertie Mikolas, on Twitter, he's got a new YouTube channel, the Bertie Mikolas Show on YouTube. He tweeted out these statistics with runners in scoring position. And again, last night, with the situation with Goldschmidt, it's a microcosm of the entire season. As Bernie notes on Twitter, in August, the Cardinals are the worst in Major League Baseball when hitting with runners in scoring position. They rank last in batting average at 151, on base 239, and slugging 185. They have only 25 RBIs with runners in scoring position this month. 13 Major League teams, according to Bernie, have at least 2 times as many. This month, Burleson, Contreras, Wynn, Pham, Goldschmidt, Donovan, I'm not done, Gorman, Nootbaar, and Scott have combined for 9 hits in 92 at-bats with runners in scoring position. That's a .098 average.
Is that good?
That is atrocious.
Oh, okay.
You can have bad numbers with runners in scoring position and still be okay. You can't have horrendous stats. You can have some pop, unless that pop... You can have some pop. More importantly, you need to have pop with runners in scoring position. You need to be able to hit doubles. You need to be able to touch some seats. The solo home runs, fantastic. But if you can't touch seats when runners are on in scoring position, you're not going to be able to hang crooked numbers on the scoreboard.
Anthony, I hate to interrupt you. You didn't need to touch seats last night. Paul Goldschmidt, all he had to do was make contact with the ball. The bases were loaded, so that means there's 3 guys on the bases. And there was only 1 out, which means that even a ground ball has the potential of getting a run across home plate, let alone, I don't know, a pop fly to the outfield.
Yeah.
They call that a productive out because then the guy can run home.
Right.
Because you only had one out, you see? That's how it works.
Gotcha.
But Paul Goldschmidt, who you're paying 26, 27 million, somewhere in there, you're paying him that, couldn't even get the bat onto the ball.
Well, he did technically. I think he foul tipped it.
Oh, you're right. He grazed it. But I'm saying he couldn't even put the ball in play.
No.
Just stand there with your bat in the middle of the strike zone. And if it hits it, run.
No, that seems like you like my idea from like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, the mop bucket.
The mop bucket.
I was thinking about that last night.
Duct tape a bat to it. I mean, you got a pretty good shot.
It's just it enrages me that you have a player that is being paid so much money, and I get it. He's at the end of his career and whatnot. Then don't friggin' play him. That was the moment there where you needed one of your best players, at least what you're supposed to be calling. You needed him. And you didn't even need him to hit a home run. You needed him to make contact with the ball and give your team an opportunity to try and score. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't catch up to the pitches. He was that last strike, the one he swung on and got it was in his it was almost off his ankles. He was swinging down. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And Devin Williams is nasty, but
Anthony,
we've seen less nasty pitchers do the same thing to Cardinals hitters.
It's Paul Goldschmidt, an MVP 2 years ago, and now people are being walked to get to him with the bases loaded with one out.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second here.
Well, also, I mean, yeah, Devin Williams is nasty, but not nasty enough for Brendan Donovan and Nolan Arenado to get on base.
Right.
Did you?
I think those are the first two runners he's given up in X amount of at bats.
Did you? And I'm not here to criticize this in particular. Were you hoping that they would send Brendan Donovan instead of
stopping him?
Instead of holding him at third?
I went back and I tried to watch it from several different angles, and the one angle that I wanted, I never got to see, was that one, above third base where you can see and you can see where the ball is. I never got to see that angle. So maybe Pop Warner's looking at the ball is in the glove, and the guy's like ready.
That's tough.
And at the time there's one out.
Right. So I get it.
Yeah, so I say no on that.
And Pop Warner also knows the batting order. He sees what's coming up next, and he sees we got some guys that should be able to get this guy home.
Yeah, I should have sent him. No.
It's funny. One of the texters said, in all seriousness, though, why didn't they send Donovan? Third base coach has to know the team can't hit.
It's a fair question.
I think this team is not good at creating offense. Never the.
What makes you say that?
Well, okay, I brought this up, like finding creative ways to create offense. I brought this up in our group chat yesterday. Victor Scott, who doesn't get on base all that much, but is very fast. He gets on base. There's a 1-0 count. And instead of trying to run and get a guy in scoring position while you're down, you decide, okay, we're not going to run. It's a 1-0 count. It's a hitter's count. And Mason Wynn hits the ball. Joey Ortiz makes a great play. Throw over to second. They almost get the double play. But then that whole inning is for naught. If you do a hit and run, or if anything, you just let him steal.
Right.
Runner on second base right there. It's a 1-0 count.
Yeah.
You have a guy in scoring position now, a base hit. He's scoring.
Yep.
Like, it's just little things like that throughout the game, throughout the season, that I don't think the Cardinals pick up on.
Everybody seems to be waiting around for the next guy to make the decision, or the next guy to make the play.
Like, oh, Mason Wynn, well, we don't need to steal base here because Mason Wynn is going to find a way to to get Victor Scott to second base. Why not steal when the guy doesn't get on base all that much? He hasn't been getting on base. Steal, because then a base hit, he's scoring.
Right.
And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he grounds the third and you don't end up scoring either way. But you put pressure on that pitcher if there's a guy in scoring position.
Yeah, you put pressure on William Contreras too, trying to throw him out in that spot, even if if Wynn doesn't connect on that. Yeah, they have no identity. They have no identity. They don't know who they are. They don't know if they should be running. They don't know if they don't know if they're a power team. It's like this constant mix where none of the ingredients really work together.
Yeah.
but they have all the ingredients.
You mentioned identity. I feel like this team has gone through different identities throughout the season. Like the beginning of the season.
That's what happens when you don't know who you are.
Exactly. The beginning of the season was, hey, we're going to bunt guys over. We're going to play a little bit of small ball. We're going to win games like that. Now it's like we're platooning everybody because we're going against the...
We're going to the matchups.
We're going to the matchups. You don't know what you're doing.
Right. Here's how the matchups have worked out. I'll just read these since August. These are just your runs. Forget everything else. Forget advanced metrics and all that other crap. Since August 1st, here are your runs scored. 4, 3, 5, 2, 0, 4, 5, 4, 8, 3, 1, 1, 2, 6, 2, 1, 2. A lot of twos in there. This team doesn't create offense. They don't create it from a standpoint of, like Marsh is talking about, with moving some runners over. They don't create it from a home run standpoint, a power standpoint.
They just don't
create offense
at all, Anthony.
Yeah.
At all.
All right, it's Fastline on 101 ESPN. Was or wasn't there a disconnect between John Mozeliak and Ollie Marmol when it comes to Jordan Walker? Yesterday, we said, look, there's a disconnect here when it comes to the handling of Jordan Walker. Katie Wu had a tweet and shared some information about the decision-making behind calling Jordan Walker up and how they're going to utilize him. That would seem to suggest that there is no disconnect, but are we buying it? That's next on 101 ESPN.
I just think he still needs to be playing. That's the most important. And, you know, the way I look at Jordan Walker, last offseason he went down and focused on his defense, and he came back and he's played himself into an average defender, if not maybe slightly better. I mean, I think this offseason he's going to have to focus on his approach, his swing, and we still believe that he's going to be an enormous talent in this league.
That was John Mozeliak, Cardinals president of baseball operations, last night on Bally Sports Midwest. That was the pregame show. Mo was talking about Jordan Walker and the decision to opt him back down, which the club did so yesterday. With Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. No CD today. Hopefully CD will be back tomorrow with us. The Cardinals, following the decision yesterday to send down Jordan Walker, we had the conversation about whether or not there's a disconnect between Mo and Ollie. And it certainly sounded like one. And we were, I'll just speak for myself here. I was, piecing things together based on what Mo said. He wasn't a fan of, and I'm paraphrasing, he wasn't a fan of having a young guy sit on the bench, which is why he optioned him down. Now, to me, that signaled maybe a disconnect between Mo and Ollie, at least with the usage of Jordan Walker. Hey, we're going to call this kid up. I'm assuming you're going to play him, but now you're not, so I'm just going to send him back down. That, to me, there's a disconnect there. He platooned him too much. Katie Wu, though, of The Athletic, and you follow her at Katie J. Wu. She follows the Cardinals for The Athletic. She had a tweet come out last night about how there wasn't a real disconnect between Mozeliak and Marmol over Walker's usage. He was brought up to help the team during a 7-game stretch and was the best 40-man option for the time that they needed him. That the organization is prioritizing winning at all cost over development says it all. Now, she tweeted out the section in The Athletic for her article in relation to the decision, and it makes some sense. They had a stretch where they're facing a bunch of lefties, and the Cardinals wanted an outfielder. There's 3 options. There was Jose Fermin, Jordan Walker, and Luken Baker. Fermin, they didn't need because they didn't need the defensive versatility. They needed power from the right side, and they also wanted an outfielder. That's why they selected Jordan Walker. That all makes sense. So bringing Jordan Walker up for that reason, that makes sense. To me, though, there would still lie a disconnect if Mo is saying, it's not in my nature to bring up a young guy and have him sit on the bench. Ollie has the lineup. Mo has the roster. So if Mo is making a decision for the roster, there's got to be some extent to say, I'm assuming you're going to play him.
Yeah.
That, to me, there's still a disconnect because Jordan Walker came up and he didn't play. You did not take advantage of a kid that was 15 for 43 with 3 doubles and 3 home runs before calling him up.
So here's my problem with all of it. Who went on the injured list?
Matt Carpenter.
What position does he play?
DH.
Yeah. So why the hell did you need an outfielder?
Don't know.
You've got Donovan, Pham, Nootbaar, Burleson, Victor Scott. That's 5 right there. Why did you need a 6th?
Don't know. Great question.
So they're full of crap, is what they're telling me. They're full of crap. You wanted a right-handed bat. Jordan Walker was going in AAA. They thought, let's get him up here, get him some reps, get him in the outfield. And then it just went sideways. He hit one. I think he got 1 hit. It was 1 for 3 against a righty and 0 for 8 against lefties.
Yeah.
So the lefty platoon idea probably wasn't a great idea. So I think it's just all crap. I do. Because then Matt Carpenter comes back to DH and you send people down from the outfield? What? That's like saying, hey, the goalie got hurt, so we called up a centerman. Am I that far off?
This will help.
Well,
No.
we've seen a defenseman play goaltender before.
We have. We have. It's not the greatest idea, let me tell you. But that's where my head goes.
Yeah.
Like it's not apples to apples. What you're doing is apples to a watermelon. Like, what are we doing? And then you talk about we were strapped with the 40 man. The next day, you DFA or whatever the hell the release is you give to Crawford. Why didn't you do that 10 days ago? Was 10 days ago he was going to win an MVP for you?
Yeah.
No. The move, quite honestly, probably, instead of bringing up Walker, because you already had 5 outfielders, the move probably should have been DFAing Crawford, bringing up Sajasi, let him play at second base where Nolan Gorman is not hitting the ball. He's a right-handed bat in your lineup. He's absolutely raking down at AAA. Put Donovan back at left field where he needs to be. And now your team's good defensively, too.
Yeah.
Like, at no point was the Matt Carpenter going on to the injured list in correlation with Jordan Walker because he needed to call up an outfielder because our DH went down.
Right.
Our left-handed bat DH went down. So we got to do? Hey, call Memphis. We got to get a right-handed bat outfielder in here to replace this guy. It doesn't make any sense.
We're going to do the exact opposite of everything of Matt Carpenter.
This is where I think myself and the fan base get insulted by the Cardinals. Is they sit there and they tell you this crap. They tell it to you like you're a fool. Oh, by process of elimination, we needed to bring up a right-handed bat outfielder. No, you didn't. You lost a DH, buddy. Like, what are you doing here?
You lost a left-handed DH.
And you call him a right-handed outfielder. So don't tell me that was our only move.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. You know what? If you're Mo, just say, hey, I was trying to put, trying to strike lightning here.
Yeah.
Trying to find lightning in a bottle. The club needed a punch. Walker, young kid, been up before. He's on a hot streak. I brought him up, and that's it.
He goes perfect.
Then we can surmise
Anthony,
that Ollie didn't play him.
What you just did though, is you told the media and the fan base the truth. This is, I think, I'm starting to see now some of the frustration that Cardinals fans have when they hear this stuff over and over and over, and you know better.
Yeah.
And even when you don't know better, you kind of.
You kind of know better.
You fall for it a little bit. You're like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. And you go, wait it doesn't.
Right. Here's the other part. You're absolutely right, Jamie. I completely agree. Here's the other part that frustrates me. And Katie says it. The organization is prioritizing winning at all cost over development, and that says it all. I don't think Katie's wrong in that because bringing up Jordan Walker is not about development in mid-August. It's about winning games. But then you don't play him. And you sit guys, or you sit him, over guys that aren't hitting. So Ollie's thought process here of, I'm not going to use this guy, I'm going to continue to platoon, when it clearly has not worked. You're just going to the post every day doing the same thing. I wonder if it'll work today. It's not going to. I would have rather seen Jordan Walker. Quite frankly, I'd rather see Jordan Walker stay up. Have him hit. Have him play.
But then you got 6 outfielders.
Well,
you get the same problem again. You got all this muck in the outfield. Let
me ask you this, and I'm a Tommy Pham guy, but what's Tommy Pham doing for you?
Not much.
You tell me Walker couldn't take his spot and you just play Walker?
You could, but Tommy Pham isn't playing every day either.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like.
But there's a roster spot. Again, I like Pham. I like the move. I like the move at the trade deadline. But this is another thing. Like, here you go. Here's Pham. Here's the right. I wanted a right-handed bat. Did Ollie want that?
I'm sure he did.
I know Mo wanted it.
I'm sure Ollie did want a right-handed bat.
We're not seeing
that
much of
lineup
it.
was filled with lefties.
Certainly.
We'll see all the right-handed bats. Ollie's decided he's doing this platoon thing.
Yes.
And so every
He's
time there's a lefty on the bump now, we're going to get that. We're going to get the Tommy Pham, Pedro Pajes. We're going to get all the right-handed bats in the lineup.
Yep.
And every time there's a right-handed guy on the bump, we're going to get the Burleson, Donovan, Gorman, DH, Carpenter, like whoever it is, it's a left bat.
Right.
And it's not working.
And they'll score 2 to 4 runs, and that'll be it. Because that's what this offense is. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have Jeremy Rutherford up next. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic. We'll get JR's thoughts on everything that went down over the past week with the Blues, including the team, adding Holloway and Philip Broberg. And Broberg will join us at the top of next hour.
Yes.
So Philip Broberg will be with us at 3 o'clock. So we'll talk to him, the newest Blue, one of the newest Blues. But JR will join us next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. When it comes to my roof, the only company that I trust is the Happy Roof Company. They're fantastic. Whether I need somebody to come out and look at an issue like we recently had, there was a hailstorm a couple months back, and we didn't know whether or not we had any hail damage. Well, we called the Happy Roof Company. If we had any issues with the insurance company, we call the Happy Roof Company because they work well with insurance companies. If your insurance company, in fact, has already paid you for some damage when it comes to your roof, but you need an estimate, Happy Roof Company has cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs with free estimates and competitive pricing. If you need help with insurance paperwork on a damaged roof, Happy Roof Company can help. And this is an important one. If you walk outside or you're driving down your street and you see that your neighbors are all getting new roofs except for you, call the Happy Roof Company. Again, they work very well with insurance companies. 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs, and they do offer Class 3 shingles. They offer impact Class 3 resistant shingles on all their estimates, but they've got the 50 years combined experience in roofing, siding, and gutters. Financing options if you do need a new roof. A-plus rating with the BBB. Great relationships with not only those insurance companies like I was telling you before, but with realtors as well. Give them a call. 314-665-3001. It's thehappyroof.com. Tell them Stalter sent you.
Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lose to the Brewers last night by a final score of 3-2. They'll look to get back in the win column tonight. Kyle Gibson on the mound going up against Tobias Myers. First pitch is at 6:45. We are going to be joined by our Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford. We'll talk about what went down regarding your St. Louis Blues this past week, so don't go anywhere. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our 101 ESPN celebrity line. We have our guy, Jeremy Rutherford, at JP Rutherford on Twitter. He covers the Blues for The Athletic. JR, it's always good to chat with you, my man. How are you?
Let's get nasty. How you guys doing?
Let's get nasty on a Blues segment here. JR, you wrote about it yesterday after Doug Armstrong talked to the media about the moves that he made for Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg. And one of the things that was kind of consistent through your article as well as the press conference yesterday is whether or not there's some sort of GM code to not do offer sheets. And Army mentioned this twice about how he basically didn't care. He'd do it to his mother if he needed to. My question to you is, how much did it impact the fact that Doug Armstrong is well into his tenure, not only with the Blues, but in the NHL, and he knows he's got somebody waiting in the wings here with Steen. How much did it impact that he did this now in his tenure as opposed to maybe when he was a newish GM?
Yeah, for sure. This isn't something you can probably do in your second year, and maybe you can, but maybe you're going to have a tough time having other GMs pick up the phone, as you try to make trades and shape your team. So I think the fact that he's got a ton of cachet in this league allows them to do that. A lot of people were saying yesterday, you just alluded to it, is that he knows he's got 2 years left, so why not? It's not a long runway after this season. I don't think that had as much to do. I think whether he didn't announce that he's leaving in 2 years, he still would have done this. So I talked to the agent yesterday, Philip Broberg's agent, Darren Ferris. I know BK and Ferrari had him on today, and he said Army has as much respect as anybody in the league. Agents are always willing to listen to him, have conversations with him, and I think that respect just runs through the league for some decisions that he makes.
JR, I think it's pretty obvious, but maybe you can shed some light on this, that Army had dialogue with Stan Bowman pretty much throughout the entire process. Would that be correct?
Yeah, especially prior to, we know for sure, if we try to read between the lines here, we know for sure that they had dialogue prior to Edmonton making those moves, because at that point, Stan Bowman, Riv, told Doug Armstrong, hey, we won't match if we can pull off this little side trade. And that's when Edmonton decided not to match and then decided to make those other moves that led a lot of people to believe they were creating room to bring back Broberg and or Holloway. So they did for sure have some conversation before that Friday.
Now, to sweeten the pot, because some people are still kind of confused as to how it happened, where right at the tail end of this, Army sends another draft pick and a player to Edmonton. That was basically treating it like a trade at this point, where we're going to give you these draft picks and this player, and you walk away, correct?
Yeah, for sure. And so that's a situation where, with the way that the offer sheets work, Edmonton has to decide, are they going to match Broberg and or Holloway? And when Doug Armstrong and Stan Bowman spoke, and I was on the Stan Bowman call yesterday as well, the Edmonton call with reporters, and Stan said, we reached out and we said that, we'd like Paul Fisher, and also there was a draft pick involved. So the third in 2028, and Fisher go to Edmonton along with the second and the third from the compensation for Broberg and Holloway, and that completed everything.
Jeremy Rutherford is our Blues insider with The Athletic. He joined us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. JR, look, I love the approach that Army has taken here with his defenseman. I love the fact that he's throwing numbers at the situation. Training camp, though, is right around the corner, and so is preseason. And now Drew Bannister's got to figure this out. What do you think the game plan is with the 487 defensemen that they do have in the roster?
Anthony, I am telling you, so at The Athletic, we're pretty big on trying to do roster projections and what it's going to look like. It used to be super easy. I'd put 6 guys, 7 guys' names down there. Oh, yeah, I better include this guy. He's kind of a depth guy. Now there's times where the article is actually published, and I'm still looking at the list going, did I forget somebody? I mean, did I get the 14th defenseman there?
Right.
I mean, you have 10 defensemen on one-way contracts, and that obviously includes Torrey Krug, who we won't know his future until camp starts. Doug Armstrong said no update right now. But the way I see it, I mean, you look at it, you got Leddy and Parayko. They played the most 5-on-5 minutes together in the entire league last season. I got to believe you start camp with those two. Perhaps Broberg is in the second pair with Justin Falk. Maybe at some point throughout the season there's some bouncing back and forth between Leddy and Broberg. That remains to be seen. But then you start to look at this third pair. I got to believe Matthew Kessel's in there on the right side. And then you didn't bring in Ryan Suter not to play, but you got Scott Pernovich, who's still trying to prove himself. And, let's not forget about P.O. Joseph. And you got Tucker. So, the list just goes on and on. And so now you're up to 10 guys. So, Drew Bannister was on 101 this morning talking about that depth and what a battle it's going to be in training camp with all those spots.
JR, although Army said yesterday they won't have an update till, past Labor Day and these things, if we're reading the tea leaves, and you've got, I believe it's 7 left-handed shot defensemen, including Torrey Krug, and you went and signed a guy and then traded for another guy or offer-shooted a guy to be on the left-hand side. One would have to think that the Torrey Krug situation is probably trending towards surgery or having most of the season off, correct?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, you bring in P.O. Joseph at just right there at free agency, and then shortly after you sign Ryan Suter. Doug Armstrong knew about the Torrey Krug situation at that point, and now you bring in Broberg. Listen, whether Torrey Krug was ready to play on day one this year or not, I don't think Doug Armstrong was going to pass up that opportunity to bring in Broberg. That's a guy who they hope is going to be here for years and years, well after Torrey Krug's done playing in the NHL. But you're right. When you look at the numbers, you look at all the guys on the left-hand side, it's painting the picture that Torrey Krug, the rehab isn't going to do the trick and perhaps won't be available for training camp, but we just don't know that. So, but, I mean, it's a back and forth, and the whole situation with Nixon's trade last year, and apparently, the Blues want to move on from him. It just seems like it's headed that direction.
So let's bounce to the forwards then, because it's just as muddied up front as it is on the back end. And you got Holloway who comes in here now. Obviously, he's going to play. What do you see shaking out with the forwards here? Because they've got 14 guys right now under one-way contracts, and obviously there's not enough room for everybody.
Yeah, Riv, it's 14 guys, plus Jake Neighbors, who's on a two-way just because he's on his entry-level deal, but he'll be here. And it doesn't include Zach Bolduc, who's obviously on a two-way deal too. So you're looking at 16 guys in camp who could make your top 12. Now, obviously, there's guys higher up in the lineup that, are here guaranteed. But you look what this has done. I mean, you bring in a Foxa. He's going to be in the middle in your bottom six. You bring in a Joseph, Matthew Joseph, P.O.'s brother. He's going to be in your bottom six on the left side, third line, fourth line. And now you bring in a Holloway, who I can't wait to watch him play. I mean, you want the combination of physicality and speed. This guy's got it hard on the forecheck, and, everybody looks at him. I talked to the guys in Edmonton, and they think he can bump up to the second line in a pinch, but maybe a third line guy for his career. And he's going to take up a spot on that third line. Does that push Toropchenko down to the fourth line, who showed a little bit last year with some ability to play up the lineup a little bit? So we'll see. I think the guys that it might affect are a guy like a Bolduc. I like what he did at the end of last year, and Doug Armstrong talks about the possibility of him sneaking into the top six if he has a good camp. I just think with his contract flexibility and then also him being a young guy, they might take it a little slowly. And then finally, Dvorsky. I mean, with all this depth, you want him to be that second-line center, whether it's at the start of this year or the end of this year, whenever. But does all this depth, do they kind of take him along a little more slowly as well?
Jared, great stuff, man. We love having you back on the show. We got hockey right around the corner, so that means we're going to be talking to you weekly fairly soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Now, hey, I was going to tell you I was listening to the last segment, and I've seen Jordan Binnington come up and play some defense and goalie on some nights. So I think he can play multiple positions.
But you wouldn't be calling him up to do it, JR.
I gotcha. Good stuff. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, JR. Appreciate you. See ya. That's Jeremy Rutherford at JP Rutherford on Twitter. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic. We're going to play the lineup game. But before we do, we got to tell you who's definitely 100% not in the lineup. At least not for the Cardinals. That's next on 101 ESPN. get into the lineup game, we do have news. Nolan Gorman.
Yes, promoted?
Well, he's promoted to the lineup. Just in Memphis.
Oh, what?
Gorman was optioned to AAA Memphis this afternoon in the latest roster shakeup. Katie was one of the people that have the news. So Nolan Gorman down. Utility infielder Jose Fermin recalled in a corresponding move.
Why don't they bring up Sajasi? I don't get it.
I'll tell you exactly why.
Because he's not on the 40-man.
They also, Jamie, they think that the best way of pulling out a miracle is not to go with the youngsters, is to go with the veterans. That's what they're doing.
It's foolish.
So I would imagine now we're going to see a lot of Tommy Pham because Donovan's going to play second. Donovan's going to be your everyday second baseman.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if they bring up Fermin, they send down Gorman, they're still going to platoon. Go fast lane yourself, Cardinals. Like, well, what are you doing? Settle on a damn lineup then. You telling me that the veterans can get you out of this? Fine. You're telling me the veterans are the best route? Fine. But play them. If we start to see like Fermin at second base a lot and Donovan's in left, like, why? Who? Where? Why?
Do you know where we've seen this before?
Previous Cardinal seasons?
This exact strategy. I mean, to a T. Do you know where we've seen this?
No.
Mike Schilt, his last year as a Cardinal. He abandoned all of the young players. Remember, like, he played all his veterans religiously.
Yeah.
And got the team into the playoffs. Ali Marmol was on that staff.
Oh, good luck. Good luck to you, man.
Okay.
Hope it works out for you. All right. So, I don't even have a pen. I'm not ready. I'm disgusted.
All right, well,
go ahead, Jim.
It is somewhat disgusting, especially after all these years. But with Carey Davis unavailable today, in fact, Carey Davis, maybe he made his way down to the Busch Stadium and got Gorman sent down because he's been.
Yeah, he doesn't like the fact that the kid has a low batting average.
Yeah. Mason Wynn, please.
I'm watching the Futures game, and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across the. That's awesome, but like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up!
Go ahead, Jamie.
So who's the pitcher?
The pitcher tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers is Tobias Myers.
And he is
right-handed.
Okay, so this is Alec Burleson here.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Show us Alec Burleson.
You know, kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Bully to the rescue!
Yeah. And I'm not going to go too far out on a limb here. I'll say Wilson Contreras, please.
DH. No. Catches mid. Check.
All right, this is the one that's puzzling to me now. Who the hell goes here?
Donnybrook.
Go ahead.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Hey, this headband's pretty cool.
In what universe, by the way, is Brendan Donovan a cleanup hitter?
Yeah, when you're
This
61
universe.
and 64 and you don't have any offense.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, by the way.
I understand your point, but I'm just going to ask. I know it's rhetorical, but I'm going to answer it anyways.
It's ridiculous. I don't need any response.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. Go ahead.
Show us.
No. He's a Gold Glove winner and perennial All-Star.
Oh, listen to Mr. Gold Glove over here.
Come on.
So this was Newt yesterday because I remember them walking Newt to get to Goldie. I would imagine it's probably Newt.
It's Newt again.
Is Tommy Pham not playing then?
No.
Okay.
Because Newt's a left-hander.
I know.
And Milwaukee's throwing a right-hander, so they got to do that.
We thought about he's going to play all the veterans now. Apparently he's not.
Nope, it's going to be Newt again.
Hey, show us Lars Newtbar.
What makes you think she's a witch? Well, she turned me into a newt. A newt. Got better.
This is Paul Goldschmidt. Show us Paul. Intentional walk me if you dare. Goldschmidt.
Gold. Rich with gold.
I guess they wouldn't be intentionally walking him.
No, intentionally walk someone to get to me.
To get to me.
So yesterday this was Gorman.
Yeah,
it's clearly not
Carpenter.
Gorman. You think it's Matt Carpenter?
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Go ahead.
He's got to play the lefties. Yep. Gorman's no longer an option.
Yep.
After getting optioned, it's Matt Carpenter.
Show us Carpos.
On behalf of the veterans and new leadership.
Salsa, where's the salsa? No salsa.
Anthony.
Show us Victor Scott.
Sorry, guys.
Oh! Okay, this is weird. So, is Newt your center fielder then? And this is Tommy Pham? No, you wouldn't put Pham at the 9 hole, would you?
Is there another lefty we're forgetting?
No, Gorman's gone. Crawdaddy's gone. So, let's see then. Burley. So, DH is Carpenter. So, we got that. So, Burley is an outfielder. Newt, outfielder. We're missing an outfielder, is what we are. It's Tommy Pham.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, show us Tommy Pham.
I mean, I've been in some real pain before. You know, I've been stabbed.
So he's shaking it up. Ollie's shaking it up, baby.
No, pay attention. You see what he did?
He went all veterans.
Just like I told you. Now Victor Scott is out of the lineup.
Yeah, he's done. He'll be optioned tomorrow, probably.
He might be.
Yeah.
They might send him to where they don't even play baseball. Because they just don't like young guys.
Right.
Unreal.
Yep. All right, so there you go. Go ahead, run it, Marsh.
All right, leading off the shortstop, Mason Wynn batting second. Right fielder, Alec Burleson batting third, catching Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter, second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Batting fifth, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting sixth, in center field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting seventh, first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Batting eighth, the DH, Matt Carpenter. And batting ninth, in left field, Tommy Pham.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go fair, go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw! Home run!
Okay, Carey Davis with the big move yesterday. He decides to go with Matt Carpenter off the bench, and Matt Carpenter, hits a home run, and Carey Davis, collects 10 points. So, Marsh, what are our latest standings?
The latest standings look like this. I am still in first place with 24 points. Carey is now in second place with 21. Wow. Jamie right behind Carey with 18. And Anthony, you have 9.
That's tough.
It's a tough look.
Am I winning bet the board at least?
Yes.
Because you didn't hit yours.
I did not, no.
And
that stunk.
My bet stunk. Texas, I think, got beat.
By the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original game I was going to pick was the Orioles, but I was like, Orioles beat the brakes off of whoever the hell they were playing. They're up 7-1 at one point.
Did they?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, so...
Any Hooters.
Marshy, go ahead.
I'm going to give Lars Nootbaar the nod today. I believe he's the only guy in this lineup who has ever hit a home run off of Tobias Myers.
Okay. And then... who do we think Carey would want here? He's been several times he's went with Wynn or Contreras.
Yeah.
I'd
say Contreras. You know, he's not. I don't know if he's looking for the bat off the bench again.
Well,
now
you've
that
lost
he's
your
back.
power. The power. There's no power on the bench right now. There's nobody.
Right. I mean, you have Luke and Baker.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah. I don't know. Does he want to go 10 pointers 2 days in a row? Now
I don't think he would.
He's back in the game now.
Yeah, he's back in the game. I think I say, well, he's back in the game, and Mason Wynn's a 3, right?
Yeah.
So I think that one makes sense for him. He
What's
likes
Contreras?
Mason Wynn.
2 or 1?
No, Contreras is a 1.
Yeah. So what are we giving CD?
I say we give him Mason Wynn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Luke and Baker off the bench.
You didn't want Carey to pick Baker. You wanted him.
No,
I'm just messing.
You can have
with
whatever you want.
Both are true.
That's not true.
Both statements are true.
No, they're not.
No, what I'm saying is, I think he would go with Wynn. You agree? That's true. But you also wanted Luke and Baker for yourself.
I didn't realize. I'd forgotten about him, actually. And then Marshy brought him because I thought they got no power on the bench now.
Yeah, there's nothing. I can't even walk. Baker's it. Because they're not going to bring in Victor Scott.
You know that Pedro Paez has the longest home run of the season.
No. All right. Can I have... Boy, this sucks. Well, just give me Wilson Contreras then.
You're going to inchworm your way back into this.
I'm not.
Hey.
I'm not, but I'm not going to give
Talk
up.
about my guy like that. Oh. I got you.
He's talking about the contest. All right.
That's tough.
Philip Broberg, one of the latest St. Louis Blues. After the Blues acquired him via the offer sheet with Edmonton, he's going to join us next. Yes. So Philip Broberg next on 101 ESPN. Hey, right now at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they have their lowest prices of 2024, but it's only throughout the month of August, and it's August 21st, so you think, I got a little bit of time. Why don't you just head out there? They've got over 700 vehicles all in one location. That means you're bound to find the right car, truck, SUV, van that fits your lifestyle and budget. And with over 700 vehicles all in one location, you're sure to find something at Auto Centers Nissan that fits you. It's the summer heat wave sale. It's live right now at Auto Centers, and select new Nissans have rates as low as 0% APR, and for as long as 84 months. You can also take advantage, qualified buyers can, no money down. Take a break from your car payment for up to 3 months as well. If you do have some credit challenges or you're a first-time buyer, they have options at Auto Centers Nissan for you as well. As always, offers include 30-day new car return promise within 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, bring it back and they'll refund your money. Complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, and complimentary one-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases as well. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 3:01, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with former Blues defenseman Jamie Rivers. And, of course, Jamie does the broadcast as well for Bally Sports Midwest. Let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by one of the newest Blues players. It's Philip Broberg. Philip, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on having all this behind you. And now you're a St. Louis Blue.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, Philip, so you're back in Sweden right now. What area in Sweden do you live in?
I'm downtown Stockholm, just here in Sweden, enjoying the summer and getting ready for the season.
All right, I love it. Stockholm's beautiful. Now, growing up over there, who are some of the Swedish players that you looked up to or that you idolized, whether it's a forward or a defenseman?
Well, I think you have a lot of good Swedes in the NHL, and for sure one of them that I've looked up to is Hedman and also Lidstrom for sure. They're two very good players, and great role models for every Swede.
So now, when you were growing up and going through all the stages of hockey, and then you get to pro, is there one player in particular that you grew up watching that you tried to emulate, someone who you wanted to play like?
I'm not sure. I would say that I'm a good skating defenseman, so I look at players like Edmonton for sure. He's a little bit bigger than me, but he's a great two-way defender that can contribute offense and play hard defensively as well. So I think that's a good player to look up to.
Yeah, I bet. That's a pretty good player for sure. Now, in the off season, obviously we know you're working hard, staying in shape on the ice, all those things. But away from the rink, I heard you like golf. How's your golf game this year?
It's pretty good. It's up and down. Sometimes I'm pretty good, and sometimes I'm not that good. But I haven't got the chance to play a lot this summer. But I played a lot of golf growing up, so I would say I'm decent.
All right, yeah, that's
sound like all of our
pretty much
games.
my game too. Yeah. Now, Philip, I know from playing with a lot of Swedish guys that there's a drink called glug that they love to have in the wintertime, especially right around Christmas time. But what is the drink of the summer in Stockholm, Sweden? When you're finished that round of golf, let's say you had a great day on the golf course, what's something that's fun to drink over there?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Don't worry, we're not going to tell Army, okay?
No, I actually don't know any special drinks we do have here in summer, but it's fun that you know that one for the wintertime.
Oh, yeah, I remember my first time getting that. It was I was teammates with Kenny Janssen with the Islanders, and he has this red wine. It's got a bunch of grapes and fruit in it. It's a great drink. It's strong, too.
Philip Broberg joins.
Awesome.
Philip Broberg joins us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So, Philip, if you could take us behind the scenes a little bit from your side of things, you're an Oiler one day, and then it's like, well, the offer sheet is extended by the Blues. What has it been like for you over the past couple of days, not really knowing where you're going to be playing hockey in this upcoming 2024-25 season?
No, it's been different for sure. I got drafted by Edmonton, and I've only been there before, and but now I'm Blue. I'm very excited for it, and it's been exciting couple of days here, and I'm looking forward to the future.
So, Philip, just from a player's perspective, I remember I had a couple of holdouts, and it's very nerve-wracking. It can be stressful. Your situation isn't a holdout, but you sign an offer sheet with a different team, and then you're waiting for your old team to either match it or walk away. What was going through your mind for that 7-day period? How stressful was it for you, or was it not stressful? Just kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit.
no. It was a different situation for sure. You try to focus on the things you can control and take from there. But nothing bad to say about my time in Edmonton. But I'm looking forward for the new chapter here in St. Louis. I'm very excited.
Philip, how much did you know about the city of St. Louis, the Blues organization? Obviously, you played for Edmonton, so you've been in the league. But how much did you know about the city and the team? And what are some aspects that you're looking forward to playing with the Blues?
I don't know a lot, but I've heard a lot of good things about the city and the organization and the players as well. So I'm very excited to meet everybody and get to know them better. I'm excited to see what the city has to offer.
So, Philip, the Blues got a good mix now of veteran players and younger players, and you're obviously one of the younger players. It's going to be a big part of things here this upcoming season. Last year, you get right to the very end. Game 7, you guys just narrowly miss winning the Stanley Cup. What are some things that you learned throughout that playoff run that you think you can bring here to the Blues, who have missed the playoffs the last couple of years?
No, I think, we got very close there in the playoff, and I think it was a very fun ride to be a part of. And, I think you learn a lot from it, and, you take that experience with you for the next season, and, every game matters, and you try to, make sure that you're ready for every shift out there.
So now, obviously, you have a former teammate and now current teammate. I shouldn't say former, teammate coming with you in Holloway's coming to St. Louis with you. So you've got, one guy that you know. Are there any other guys on the team that you know, or some Swedish guys that you've played with?
Not really. I know Halsey obviously very well, but I'm looking forward to meeting the other players and getting to know them better very soon. So, I'm excited to meet them.
So I'm sure you've talked to Doug Armstrong. Have you had an opportunity yet to talk to any of the coaching staff?
I haven't yet. I'm looking forward to talk to them and, try to help the team in any way I can. I'm looking forward to talk to them soon.
So now, Philip, I know that, you being a left-handed shot defenseman, and I was the same way. I didn't really like playing the right side very much. I did what I had to do because you just want to stay in the lineup. But here in St. Louis, it looks like you will be slotted in on that left side. How important is that for you?
No, I feel confident on both sides. But I think I've played more on my left side for sure. And, I feel confident in my game, and I want to bring my skating and fast play into the lineup for sure.
Philip, we appreciate your time. We know it's been a hectic couple of days for you, but we're looking forward to watching you here in St. Louis in training camp and preseason, and then as the regular season rolls on. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Philip.
All right, that's one of the latest Blues. Philip Broberg here on the Fast Line on 101 at ESPN.
Those Swedish guys. They're such good guys.
They are.
I never played with a Swedish guy that wasn't a good guy.
That makes sense.
I'm serious.
They seem to always be in a good mood.
They're good guys.
Polite,
they're good teammates.
happy.
Nice people. Yeah. So, good for the Blues.
There you go. That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fast Line on 101 at ESPN. NFL divisional previews continue. We've got the AFC South, and this is kind of an interesting division, led by a team that nobody had winning the division last year or potentially being a threat in the AFC overall this year. We'll get into the Texans and the AFC South next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony never fails. Walk into Mentality, and the staff over there always greet you with a smile. They ask you how you're doing. Of course, they ask you how you're feeling. It's just an awesome feeling to know that these people care. And to know also that a couple of years ago, I wasn't where I am now. Testosterone was low. I didn't know it. Deficient in certain vitamins. I didn't know it. Finally, I got into Mentality, talked to them, answered their questions, told them what I was feeling. They did a full blood panel and found out the results and what I needed to be doing from now on. And it has changed everything. It's made my life so much better.
We've all been there before where you're looking over, you're at the gym and you look over and you're like, man, what's that dude's secret? A lot of times it's getting the right help. It's Mentality. Mentality, 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. I visited them yesterday. The program works. That's what you want to know, right? Whether or not it works, whether or not Jamie and I are on it, whether or not we've seen the results. We have. You go down there to ask them yourself, hey, is Jamie and Anthony come in here? They're going to tell you yes. Each and every week we go down there. We feel great, and we love the fact that it is a program that's safe. You can, they draw your blood. They do it every 10 weeks or so. You can give that to your physician. Say, hey, everything look good. My numbers look fantastic. Jamie's numbers look fantastic. But we feel great. That's the most important part. So if you are run down, if you lack energy, if you are irritable and you don't know why, and you're not at your best, go down, talk to them at Mentality. You can also visit their website at lowtusa.com. But tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you down there. They love hearing that. But check it out and do so now, because your best is ahead of you still. It's Mentality.
Time to go around the NFL with a Fast Lane season preview of the AFC South.
All right, AFC South. This is kind of an interesting division from the standpoint of a year ago, Jamie. We all had the Jacksonville Jaguars win the division at this year. The best I had said was, I think Houston's going to sneak up on people, but I didn't have them winning the division.
But you were the only one that said anything positive about them, Anthony, so credit to you.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, D'Amico Ryans, I think, appreciated that as well. He listens. Big fan. So is C.J. Stroud. So the question now with the Texans, as we preview this division, now that we know, I don't think they're a one-hit wonder. Do you? Does anybody think they're a one-hit wonder?
No, I don't.
Ooh, there's a little hesitation from you.
No, I worry a little bit, but at the same time, they've done nothing but continue to build. And so I can't imagine C.J. Stroud just forgets how to play football.
I agree.
Up here.
Yeah, there's going to be some sophomore slumps. There always are. And really what a sophomore slump is, there's a reason why the second year is a little bit more difficult than the first for some players, for some quarterbacks. It's because the playbook expands more because they want to put more on you. They may tailor things to you in year one, figure out what you could do and what you do well, but at some point, defensive coordinators are paid to catch up. So there's always this learning curve that happens from year 1 to year 2. Playbook expands. But I think what you said about the Texans improving is absolutely 100% correct. You add Stephon Diggs to go with a wide receiver core that also still includes Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Tank Dell's coming off the injury, but he should be fine. You also have Robert Woods there, Noah Brown. I mean, the receiving core is loaded. You added Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is a good back. He's not one that brings that physical elements. So I do wonder if some of that physicality that we saw sometimes out of Houston disappears a little bit. But nonetheless, Joe Mixon's a good back. And that front seven for Houston's very good. And Derek Stingley Jr., I know that everybody says Sauce Gardner is the number 1 corner. You could certainly make that argument. I'm not going to push back too much. Stingley, I think, is probably the best corner in the league. Like, he's just unbelievable. So Houston's defensively is going to be excellent again this year. Are they going to challenge the Chiefs in the AFC, though?
No.
Oh, I think so.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
my Chiefs for 2 weeks?
Your Chiefs for 2 weeks. I think the Texans are almost taking over what the Bills were. So they're like taking their spot. If you want to look at the top like 3 or 4 teams in the AFC, you have the Chiefs, the Ravens. I'd throw the Bengals in there too. They're always, we got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Now there's some stuff going on with Jamar Chase right now in terms of the contract and whatnot. But they're always a threat. And then you had the Bills. I think the Bills take a step back, and you see the Houston Texans now become that team.
I think that's a fair comment.
And like last year, the Texans, to me, they weren't in the same sentence or on the same level as what the Bengals were, but the Bengals took a step back last year. And so you saw another team step into what they were. And to me, that was the Ravens. The Ravens then took over what the Bengals were, and the Houston Texans then stepped into what the Ravens were.
Wow, Marshy's been moving the puzzle around.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle.
You got that on your wall at home?
A puzzle?
That particular puzzle.
Oh, no, I don't.
It's
actually,
got the push pins with,
somebody
like, the
stole
string.
it, actually.
It's like the FBI tracking down a killer.
Yeah. It's like Dexter. He's got it where the bullet holes are all going.
Yeah. Are you calling me Dexter?
No, because I don't feel like you're doing that in your spare time.
Yeah.
And when I say doing that, I mean killing people.
No, killing bad people.
You keep calling him Dexter, and you might find out.
No, as long as I don't do anything bad to anybody,
you call me a killer.
Marsh is going to be fine.
I just say maybe you got it in you. You never know.
Well, we don't know what he does in his spare time.
I don't know what you've got in you.
We know he's up all the time, so.
I am up. Obviously, I'm up. I got a thing on my wall with all the different pieces that I'm trying to put together for this AFC South.
Well, you got to prepare
AFC.
yourself for 3 different fantasy teams, too.
Well, I do. Well, now 4.
Marsh has been helping out his lovely girlfriend today in fantasy
football.
Fantasy football.
Trying.
I mean, it's a good guy.
Let's move on.
All right. May have been some missteps along the way, but Marsh is helping. All right. So the Texans, team to beat in the AFC South. The team to beat a year ago was the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were coming off of a win in the playoffs where they stormed back against the Chargers, but they missed the playoffs altogether last year.
Yep.
Did they make enough improvements to fix things? And is Trevor Lawrence, is he going to have a rebound? Yeah, you drafted Brian Thompson Jr. in the first round. They also signed Gabe Davis. A healthy Christian Kirk back is good. The offensive line is solid. It's pretty good. Evan Ingram has really resurrected his career in Jacksonville, unlike in New York. Travis Etienne is there. Like, Jacksonville, I think, is good, and I think they're a wild card team, but I don't have them winning the division this year.
No, I definitely don't have them winning the division at all. I've got the Texans winning that division. I do have the Jaguars second in that division. Then I've got the Colts. I've got the Colts ahead of the Titans. I don't know why. I just don't like the Titans. I don't like their QB situation. I'm not fond of what they've got going on there.
I'm with you completely.
Do you feel like the Jags just have a team full of like number 2s and 3s? That almost remind me of like the Cardinals. Like Christian Kirk is a solid wide receiver.
He is.
He's not a number 1 wide receiver. No. He could be Trevor Lawrence's number 1 wide receiver. Gabe Davis is not a number 1 wide receiver.
No.
Travis Etienne Jr.'s pretty good.
Yes.
But he's not one of the top 5. Would you call him a top 5 back in the NFL?
No, he's not a top 5 back.
He's fine. He's going to put up good fantasy football numbers for you.
Well, he can impact the passing game. So they're kind of they're one of those teams that it's death by 1,000 cuts. Trevor Lawrence can also run. So the red zone ability for him, he's got to stop turning. Here's the big thing.
He'll also throw the ball away.
The turnovers are astronomical for Trevor Lawrence. That is his biggest issue. If he even cuts down a little bit on the turnovers, Jacksonville's going to be in the wild card race, and they're going to hang with Houston until, I think Houston pulls away. But if he's throwing the ball over the yard, especially in clutch moments like he did a year ago, they're not a playoff team. It's kind of as simple as that. I think they're good enough to be a wild card team.
And I think they were good enough to make the playoffs when they did make the playoffs. You had Evan Ingram, who looked like he was on another planet. He was having Darren Waller numbers from when he went off with the Raiders. But then he kind of just was fine last year. He wasn't the dude that you thought he was going to be. This team is just full of really good players. They're not a division winner, though.
They're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Anthony, if we go back to the Titans, we get a text here from 314. Apparently a Titans fan, not sure. Said, after all the Titans did this offseason, and that's all you have to say, they will win this division.
All right.
Well, good luck.
Listen, they did have a productive offseason. They signed Calvin Ridley. They signed Tyler Boyd.
Who's going to get Calvin Ridley the ball?
That would be Will Levis.
Really?
I imagine that this texter is a Will Levis fan. I love Jeffrey Simmons in the middle of that defense. They also traded for L'Jarius Sneed.
Bless you.
Sneed's an excellent corner. There's some injury concerns there, but look, I think the Titans improved. I think they made some good moves. J.C. Latham is supposed to be their left tackle next year, but really, doesn't it all come down to whether or not Will Levis can be the guy? They've got a lot of different pieces now. They filled holes. Tony Pollard is the running back. They lost Derrick Henry. If Will Levis isn't ready to take that next step, it really does. None of this matters.
Yeah, we have got text messages multiple times last year, at least directed at me, because I said something last year that the Titans weren't going to be good. And one of the texters was like, what are you talking about? The Titans, they could win this division.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd they finish? Dead last?
How'd they do? Oh, yeah, where'd they finish? Dead last? Yeah, no, they had a good season.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Maybe this is the year. Who knows?
No, it's not.
It's an optimistic Titans
This isn't
fan.
1999.
Hey, you know what? We're all in first place, okay? For Vikings fans and Falcons fans and Titans fans, we're all in first place right now.
We do get another text from that same person. Says, hey, he has mayo fragrance now. That franchise QB stuff. I don't know if that's true or if that's a troll job.
Levis did a troll job.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the mayo. He eats mayo in the cup. Yeah. He eats bananas with the peel. Yeah.
That's not safe.
That guy can't win a Super Bowl. He's insane.
All the more reason maybe they will finish first.
Maybe it takes an insane person to do so. You never know. All right, that's your AFC South preview here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. What does the offer sheet deal look like from Edmonton's perspective?
Boy.
Jamie's got some thoughts on this. He'll share them next on 101 ESPN.
The insurance market right now is a crazy place. And if you're looking for car and home insurance, you should call Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency. They represent Allstate Insurance. What you're seeing right now is a lot of rate pressure from a lot of companies. So the rates are increasing. And these companies that are doing that are also canceling people who have accidents. Can you imagine having an accident and then getting your insurance canceled? Well, not with Allstate. Allstate has better rates and can write coverage for more situations, even when the other companies can't write you. If you are an Illinois resident, too, not just Missouri, if you're an Illinois resident, reach out to Tracy Bibb today and see how she can save you money as well as keeping you covered. I used to have a company I dealt with, was a 1-800 number. And when things went wrong, I had to talk to 10 different people to try and figure out what my coverage was, what my policy was. No more. I've been with Tracy Bibb for 4 years, and the Bibb Agency is unbelievable. They treat me like family. You call there, you get great answers. And now finding out that some companies are canceling insurance coverage following an accident? No. Definitely pick up the phone, call Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency, get a free non-committal quote. That number's 314-328-4260. Again, that's 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Milwaukee Brewers tonight after losing 3-2 yesterday. Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Redbirds going up against Tobias Myers. First pitch is at 6:45. We talked earlier today with Jeremy Rutherford and newest Blue, Philip Broberg. If you missed those interviews, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just download the podcast. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. What does the offer sheet deal look like from Edmonton's perspective? We're going to talk about that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
As Marsh told you in the SportsCenter update, we are going to dive into what the offer sheet looks like from Edmonton's perspective in a second here. But just, if you're just hopping into your cars, just to go over something again here that was breaking news earlier today, about an hour ago. Katie Wu of The Athletic tweeted out that the Cardinals are optioning Nolan Gorman to AAA in a roster shakeup, and it'll be Jose Fermin. He'll be the corresponding move. So Gorman down, Fermin up. Cardinals release their lineup, and it's all veterans tonight. Victor Scott's not even in the lineup. Tommy Pham's in the lineup playing left field. Carpenter's the DH. Goldschmidt, of course, at first. Newton center. Arenado third. Donovan second. Contreras catcher. Alec Burleson's right, and Mason Wynn is a shortstop, and of course he's leading off tonight. So, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter's Fastline on 101 ESPN. Jamie, I know you had some thoughts here on the offer sheet from Edmonton's perspective.
Yeah, listening to their media and Stan Bowman talk to the media yesterday regarding the situation, it was pretty clear that right from the very beginning, Stan Bowman had no intention of matching these offers. And we just talked to JR, Jimmy Rutherford. He said, you kind of confirmed that, said that, Stan Bowman had the thought of, if I can make these moves, then I'm not worried about it. And he ended up making those moves. He traded Cody Ceci and a draft pick to the San Jose Sharks. He got Ty Emberson back in that deal as a young right-handed shot defenseman, which is where they needed the most help. Cody Ceci was a right-handed shot. And when Philip Broberg did get into some of the games last year, especially in the playoffs, he was all left or right, prefers left-handed side. So this is a better situation for the Oilers from a lefty-righty standpoint. But then they also made a whole bunch of other deals because what nobody, I shouldn't say nobody talked about, we didn't talk about enough here is that Edmonton had no draft picks until the 6th round coming up for this season, which means they basically are non-participants. It's a wash. Not that you can't get a good player in the 6th round, but you're not getting a player that's going to help your franchise a lot. If it's a true 6th rounder, like, the Red Wings found a few 6th rounders like Henrik Zetterberg and things like that. Those guys worked out to be pretty good.
Sure.
But
there's always going to be exceptions, but typically,
correct,
your top guys are coming in the first couple of rounds.
And so the Oilers, from their perspective, didn't have one draft pick again until the 6th round. What they managed to do with this particular offer sheet situation is they managed to get a 2nd round and a 3rd round from the Blues. That's direct compensation for the signings of Broberg and Holloway. But then when you move the needle down even further, they got up another 3rd rounder in 2028 to put back in the cupboard. And they also received Paul Fisher, 19-year-old left-handed shot defenseman, big kid. Is he Philip Broberg? Not yet, may never be, but at least it's another player. So they managed to get 3 young players and 3 draft picks out of this. So from their perspective, and at the very end was when Stan Bowman said to Army, hey, listen, sweeten the pot just a little bit. We're walking away anyways, but come on, Otherwise, maybe
there's a bone here.
Otherwise, maybe we'll match the one that you want, which I think the primary target was Philip Broberg. Now they've got a very good player in Holloway, but I think Broberg is the main piece of all this. And I actually can't wait to talk to Army, too, and we're looking to get him on probably next week when he gets back into town. And I want to ask Army, if the Oilers were the only team that they had circled, or were there several teams where you had several different players, several different variations of this offer sheet, because it was, as being reported now, is very strategic. Army got together with the agents. The agents talked to each other. The players, everybody was in on it, from Broberg to Holloway to Army and all their representation. And then he hits the Oilers with the double offer sheet. Seems like the Oilers, though, were kind of anticipating something like this happening. And Stan Bowman didn't do much for a couple of days, but then once he found a spot to unload a player, some salary, retain a player, and all of a sudden he gained cap space out of this whole situation. That's something that people aren't talking enough about. Is Cody Ceci was a 3.25, I think, head out, and Emberson, I think he's a 950,000. $950,000. So that's a big cap gain right there. You're going to have LTIR money from Evander Kane that you're also going to be able to use for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
The bill will come due at some point in probably January. But then when you get the trade deadline, you will have cap space again to add a player if you want. And I think everybody in the hockey world is anticipating that the Oilers are a playoff team. And all the Oilers have to do is be a playoff team come trade deadline time. And when the deadline does come around, now they can add.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been able to add if they were to match these offer sheets. And then it really gets deep moving into next season. And we've talked about this quite a bit is, Leon Draisaitl is at $8.5 million right now. And then he's completely unrestricted free agent. I can't imagine the season starting without Draisaitl having a contract extension. If I'm the Oilers right now, all hands on deck to get Leon Draisaitl locked in for 8 years, if you can. Lock it up. Because there's no guarantee that in 2 years, Connor McDavid is going to still want to be an Edmonton Oiler.
Yeah.
If he has not won a cup yet at that point, Connor McDavid might be in the market of going to the best team available.
So Bazooka Tooth 75 in the Snake Pit says, why sweeten the pot for Edmonton? Simply to assure they don't match or leave on good terms to perhaps minimize retaliation in the future. Jamie kind of just explained that. If you sweeten it a little bit, maybe you don't have to worry about Edmonton matching one of the offers specifically for Broberg. Mm-hmm. You don't mess around with it. You sweeten it just a little bit to get what you really want, which is Broberg and Holloway.
Yeah, and also, yes, to minimize the retaliation a little bit, because if you take the Oilers rope behind the woodshed and do what you want and then just expect to walk away, like we already saw that people have friends around the NHL, and you do have Jake Neighbors and Joel Hofer, and you've got some young players coming up that are going to be restricted free agents, and Army even said it himself. He's like, we're probably going to leave ourselves some cap space in the future because you just never know when somebody's coming to pay you back.
Yeah, right.
And it may not even be the Oilers that pay him back. It may be somebody else that says, oh, you did this, right? We're going to do this to you now. So you got to make sure if you're Army, you have that cap space available in the future to hold on to some of your young guys. But overall, I think that both teams did well here. I know St. Louis fans are going to think that the Blues fleeced the Oilers on this, and Army, oh boy, Army's a stone-cold killer. He is, and the Blues did a really good job, but they still overpaid for two players, which is fine because you had the cap space. So the overpaying is irrelevant. If those are the players you want and you could afford it, you did what you had to do.
Right.
But then the flip side is that the Oilers didn't exactly lose in this. They got 3 good young players and 3 draft picks out of it.
I'm just wondering how this ultimately affects the Oilers down the road. You mentioned Leon Draisaitl. One of the players that the Oilers had to get rid of was Cody Ceci, who is like best friends with Leon Draisaitl. Uh-huh. He's a huge guy in terms of being, one of the, I don't call him a glue guy by any means, but he's just one of the guys, right, in the locker room that everyone seemed to gravitate towards. And we've seen what that kind of does for a team when you take that guy out of the locker room. Mm-hmm. We've seen it happen here in St. Louis. I wonder if that will have an effect on what Leon Draisaitl's ultimate decision is when it comes to re-signing with Edmonton. Does he look at it and like, you know what? I feel like I could make a lot more money somewhere else and be the guy, not just be 2A or 1A or 1B. Sorry, be 1B. I could be the guy, and Connor McDavid is the guy.
Yeah.
And so I just think that there's a lot of different ways of looking at this. You know, Jamie, we've talked about you dismantling the Phoenix Coyotes organization.
Proud of it.
Perhaps Doug Armstrong has sent Edmonton back into what they were for the majority of the 21st century. Now, we probably won't see that happen this year or next year, but the years to come, I wonder how impactful this specific offer sheet chaotic thing, whatever just happened, I wonder how that affects what the Oilers, what their franchise looks like in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know how much of an impact it'll have, Marshy. I understand what you're saying, but Cody Ceci has 1 year left before unrestricted free agency. So his time as an Oiler was coming to an end anyways. Mm-hmm. Whether it was now or at the deadline or the offseason, they certainly were not going to bring him back. Leon Draisaitl would know that too as a player, like you know.
I just like throwing theories out there.
Cody Ceci, let's be honest, he was part of the part of the worst defense pairing in the history of the NHL.
Yeah, he was not good.
During the playoffs, him and Darnell Nurse could not be out there without being scored on.
That's why I call him the glue guy.
Yeah, and glue him to the bench is what you do.
Or the press box.
So, Stan Bowman, pretty good job of getting rid of that particular player and that money to San Jose, who clearly want to lose. They're in full rebuild mode, so they're looking for all the high draft picks, but Cody Ceci, good guy, all that stuff, but that only goes so far.
Yeah.
And Leon knows two things. Either Leon Draisaitl's leaving the Oilers or Cody Ceci is leaving the Oilers, or they're both leaving the Oilers after this year because they're both going to be unrestricted free agents.
Sounds like they're going to San Jose. Congratulations, Anthony.
No congratulations necessary.
I don't think Leon Draisaitl is going to San Jose.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. That's Jamie Rivers. That's Andrew Marsh. Speaking of Marshy, he's got what's trending for us next on 101 ESPN.
Time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Line here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. We had someone text in. They said, please tell me if this is real or fake. Is this fake news? Did Nolan Gorman get sent down to Memphis? He absolutely did. Jose Fermin has been recalled from Memphis, and Nolan Gorman has been optioned to Memphis. So I know we've mentioned that a couple of times throughout the show, but for those that did not know, Nolan Gorman is not in the lineup, and that is because he is now in Memphis.
Yeah, this is real life, and yes, he is down with Jordan Walker right now. So the Cardinals are going all veterans. Now, we'll have Brad Thompson join us at 4:15 to kind of confirm this, but at the very least, if you, like me, and I think you guys have felt this way too, at the very least, if you've been sick of the platoons, I don't think you're going to be platooning anymore. I think you're going to go with the more veteran lineup because right now your backups are clear. It's Victor Scott, it's Jose Fermin, it's Matt Carpenter. Now, I know Matt Carpenter's in the lineup tonight, but Luke and Baker is your other option. Ben Baker's he's going to be a bench option for you. Somebody off the bench. I imagine he'll replace somebody later in the lineup when it's a lefty-righty matchup, and there you go. You got your bench. Who knows? Maybe they'll actually use Victor Scott in a pinch run situation, too.
I doubt it.
That would be really smart. That's why I doubt it.
No, yeah.
I just thought of a great T-shirt.
I was waiting.
A great T-shirt idea for, maybe it's not great. I think it's great. But for Jamie, we know Jamie likes to go to the lake, right?
I do.
We should get a shirt that says pontoon greater than platoon.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Just
You've been
for
sitting
Jamie,
on some
though.
gold lately, Marsh.
Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Denton, by the way, guys, 5 minutes ago posted on the old Twitter X that Gorman was demoted. That means Brendan Donovan will play more at second base. Ollie Marmol said that would allow St. Louis to give more at-bats to Tommy Pham and Matt Carpenter in hopes of sparking the offense. Thomas Saggese wasn't promoted because they want him to play every day.
There you go.
Wait, what?
Thomas Saggese is not going to be promoted because they want him to play every day. I.e., if they bring him up here, Ollie would stick his ass on the bench because he's not a veteran.
So I don't understand why Tommy Pham couldn't be playing more regardless. Like, what did Nolan Gorman wasn't even playing.
Nope.
He wasn't even playing.
Marshy, this is the 1 + 2 = 3 with the Cardinals, okay?
Hey, good for Mo for saying, all right, if you're not going to play this kid, I'm going to get him regular at-bats. I'm going to send him down.
Yeah, good for him.
To me, okay, again, isn't there an interesting, there's got to be some small bit of push and pull here.
100%.
Jordan Walker's brought up. He's platooned. Mo sends him back down after Ollie doesn't use him every day. Nolan Gorman has been riding the pine. That has been Ollie's decision. Mo, one of his philosophies, as he just told us yesterday, is I am not going to play, or I'm not going to, it's not in my nature to have a young guy not see regular playing time. So he sends Gorman down. To me, this is if you're not going to play him, I'll just send him down.
I wonder if this is one of those things where...
Here's Fermin. Good luck.
They think they're on the same page, and then Mo is saying, well, not necessarily telling Ollie what to do, but hey, everything that I'm saying in the media is probably what I want you to do, and you should probably listen to me. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you any of these players. So try your pontoon. Try your platoon thing. Try your platoon thing without these guys. Let's see how it works.
Yeah.
Almost like, okay, you want to take the keys to the car? You take them. Let's see you drive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you drive right into the median.
Well, this is a situation where, again, Ollie has the roster. Ollie has the lineup card.
Well, it's obvious that the roster could be better, and Katie Woo was on Foul Territory, and they asked Katie Woo, will the Cardinals spend this offseason so that the fans can be excited? Here's what Katie Woo had to say.
Will they? Probably not. It goes back to what we said, AJ, about the lack of revenue. Look, the Cardinals bolster their payroll.
How can they have a lack of revenue? They have Ballpark Village that is absolutely insanely packed, even when the Cardinals aren't there.
Oh, trust me, I know. But this is the rationale they're going to give. And you as a fan can decide if you're going to take it or not out of ownership. This is what ownership is going to say. Tickets have declined. Season tickets are not up to where they usually are. That's the product of back-to-back, what's shaping up to be at least, back-to-back losing seasons. That TV deal and the lack of clarity in terms of revenue, that's legit. But I highly doubt the St. Louis Cardinals aren't going to have a TV deal. They're one of the most profitable teams in all of sports, not just in baseball. It goes back to our original point on fans being frustrated. They know there is money to spend. Ownership won't do it. They are okay with, this is the message they're sending at least, okay with fielding a competitive club on paper. But honestly, guys, look at the Cardinals all season. Were they actually really a competitive team? Because there's a difference between competing in the standings and actually being a legitimate competing club. I'm not sure if the Cardinals were that second option at all this year.
Ooh, Katie Woo, spitting fire and facts for that matter.
She's right.
She's 100% right.
We have
and so is AJ Persinski for saying, what? What?
We've talked about this before.
Can't spend.
We've talked about this before. This is a team that this is an ownership group. They want to be profitable. I think they do care about the team. I do think they care about the city. ... Until the bottom line is impacted. So they'll spend.
But here's where it doesn't make sense.
Ish.
Anthony, here's where it doesn't make sense. If that truly is, and I don't believe it to be exactly how they're setting this up, but if the DeWitts are sitting there saying, well, if the fans don't come, we can't spend. If that's really what they're saying, then good luck, because the fans aren't there this year, which means your team will get worse again next year because you won't spend as much.
Yeah.
And when the team gets worse again next year, the fans still won't come. So now you're going to continuously be dropping payroll until you become the A's, basically, because you can't catch up. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
If they don't spend and the team's not good, people aren't coming.
Correct.
So to fix that quickly, instead of going through this painful process, to fix that, you take one off season and you go spend again. Put some exciting players back on the diamond, and then you market the hell out of it, and so that people come back down to the ballpark to watch exciting baseball, or exciting players at least. That's how you get them back to the door, not by continuously just cutting cost and like bringing in rental players or old players or whatever.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, I would rather just them say, hey, we're going to go with the total youth movement. And
I think this city
we're
would
not
be
going to
fine.
spend. I know. I agree. We're going to go with the total youth movement. Steven Matz, DFA'd. See ya. Final year of the contract. We're going to eat that puppy. We're going to find a suitor for Nolan Arenado. We are not bringing back Paul Goldschmidt. It's the same scenario you threw out the other day.
Yeah.
Okay. Miles Michaelis. You're going to compete in spring training. We got a slew of young guys. We're bringing them up. Maybe you make a trade or two. Get some young pitching. I don't know, but I don't think payroll's necessarily the problem, because they're sitting there, 11th?
Yeah,
it's who they're spending
11th,
on.
I think.
It's who they're spending on. But I would rather see them say, all right, we got to cut costs again. We don't like our bottom line, and we're a business and we want to make money. Cool, understand. What are you going to do then? Well, I'll tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to bring in a bunch of one-year guys or two-year guys, veterans. We're not going to do that. We're going to go with the total youth movement as much as possible. Like Contreras, not a youth player.
Yeah.
He'll probably. There's going to be some players that are going to be. Otherwise, this is going to be it. This is going to be the team. It's going to be young. It's going to be exciting. We hope to see it at the ballpark. But no, payroll's not going up. I would rather see that, because at least they're saying, future's now. Go get them.
Yeah, I agree. I would much rather see that too.
As opposed to, well, payroll's not going up, but some of the money's coming off the books, so we'll sign a veteran or two.
No, go full youth. Listen, we put the lineup together the other day. I think the Cardinals would be probably about the same spot they are right now. Don't you?
Yes.
Like, think about it. What have all the veterans really done for this team?
Nothing.
Alec Burleson and Mason Wynn have been your most consistent players.
Right.
Contreras had a pretty good year. He's fine. He's doing Contreras things.
Right.
But you're not getting rid of him anyways.
No.
So, full youth movement, and you're probably in around the same record. But then the year after that, like, it's what the Blues are doing right now. you keep building with this youth, and eventually the youth becomes your foundation.
Yeah, I agree. Alex said, I don't know if Stalter mentioned the attendance last night because he should. Worst attendance in a non-COVID year. Yeah. There's a word that was the worst attendance last year at Busch Stadium in a in a non-COVID year. In the non-COVID year.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Last thing here.
Good for you, by the way. Good for you, because we get so many text messages about why we don't hold the team accountable and all that, and I say the same thing every single time. You, as a fan, hold more power than me and Jamie and CD and Marsh. You hold more power because you have the decision to buy the product or not. I'm going to do this radio show no matter what, God willing.
Yeah, but you won't get that paycheck from the Cardinals.
I don't. I checked my bank account. Still no Cardinals paycheck.
Wouldn't that be nice?
But it'd be you that can make the big difference. So you showing up last night, that's a divisional game. I know kids are back at school and all that.
I don't care.
It's a divisional game.
That's embarrassing.
The kids were going back to school around this time, in 19. I think people are showing up.
Kids aren't in school at 7 o'clock at night.
No. I'm just saying, there's no excuse for that. Outside of your product stinks, your fans aren't buying it anymore.
Your product's
which is
boring.
Great.
Your product is boring.
Yes.
The only thing that was exciting last night was Mason win.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I watched the game, and he had a couple of good plays. That one in the ninth inning to save, that's a play. That's why people go to the ballpark.
Yep. I'm with you, kid. I'm with you.
Last thing here before we get to the Gauntlet, just a big shout out to the Michigan Wolverines for landing a top 100 wide receiver, Andrew Marsh.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Wow. Different Andrew Marsh.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
I go by Matt now.
Yeah, you do. Marshy called himself Matt last night. Did you hear that?
No.
It said something about Matt. I'm Matt or something.
I don't know.
It's me. It's my turn. I think he's meant to say it's my turn, but he said it's
Matt.
It's Matt. Get old Matt Marsh here.
Andrew Marsh, top 100 wide receiver.
You should
to Michigan.
You should show up in Ann Arbor.
I should.
With your ID.
That'd be hilarious.
Say, hey, I'm here. Thanks for giving me a shot.
That would be so funny. I feel like you could get some good content out of that, or at least they could.
I'm here. Somebody screws up, puts you in bad.
We should start running routes out in the parking lot.
Get ready for my Michigan debut. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Do we have a Gauntlet contestant?
Yeah, we do.
All right, so we're all set for the Gauntlet. We have a new Gauntlet contestant next on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 403. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Before we get to Brandon, we have your shot to score a pair of tickets to the St. Louis Blues home opener against the Minnesota Wild on October 15th at Enterprise Center. Blues hockey is right around the corner, as you guys know. Single game tickets are on sale for the 24-25 season, and actually they go on sale this Thursday at 10 a.m., I should say. So tomorrow, 10 a.m., the single game tickets go on sale for the Blues. Don't miss exciting new theme nights and can't miss giveaways this season. Get all the details at stlouisblues.com, or you can text in right now with the correct trivia answer to the question I'm going to ask here in a second to 314-399-9646 to win free tickets to the Blues home opener. We had Philip Broberg on earlier. Jamie mentioned a drink, a name of a drink that he used to partake in with a former teammate who was from Sweden. What was the name of the drink? It's kind of a tough one, but if you're listening and you know the name of the drink, text in if you're the 101st texter with the correct answer to 314-399-9646. You'll get the tickets. You can also register to win tickets to the home opener at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. Brandon, thanks for your patience, man. How are you?
Hey, pretty good.
Good. You ready to rock and roll here?
Yeah, I guess so. As well as I can be.
As well as you can be? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So who you want? Do you want Marsh, Jamie, or me?
I probably would have taken Carey if he's available. I guess I'll take the other possible brain sandwich person, just like myself. So.
Who was that?
Anthony, why would he say that about you?
Brandon, who are you taking?
I'm kidding, Jamie. I love you.
He did
tell you
say
why. It's because if I get hockey, I'm hosed no matter what. So.
He did say like himself. So,
I know. I was having some fun. Anthony, you should try it. All right, Brandon. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
It'll be fun when I feed Brandon all these answers. Should get out of here. All right, the jerk Jamie Rivers is out now. Brandon, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
So I know we're not hoping for hockey. What are you hoping for?
Baseball or random probably be in my wheelhouse.
Baseball random. Okay, we'll see what you get. Marsh is looking at the wheel right now. What do we got?
We have baseball.
Oh, Marsh with a trick there. All right, so baseball. 4 questions to Brandon. Same 4 baseball questions to Jamie Rivers. Each question is worth 2 points unless Brandon or Jamie ask for the options. If they ask for the options and they get the question right, that question is worth 1 point. Are you ready, Brandon?
I guess so.
All right, here we go. Bradford Browns must have wrote these. They're a little bit longer, so hang with me. Ketel Marte has landed on the injured list with a sprained left ankle. This must be. We haven't done baseball in a while because I think Marte's back. So Ketel Marte has landed on the injured list with a sprained ankle. The all-star second baseman is one of 3 Arizona players with 20 or more homers this season, along with Jock Peterson. Who else? So Marte, Peterson, and who has at least 20 home runs this season for the Diamondbacks?
Well, I can tell you this because he's on my fantasy roster, and that's Christian Walker.
Final answer?
Yes, final answer.
Question number 2. Sunday night, the Tigers bested the Yankees 3-2 in the latest edition of the Little League Classic. In 2017, though, the Cardinals and Pirates played the very first regular season game in Williamsport. Which Cardinal infielder went yard on that August evening?
2017 Cardinals infielder. Man. Give me the options.
Options are Jed Jerko, Paul DeYoung, or Colton Wong.
My instinct was Colton Wong. I'll go Colton Wong, final answer.
All right, Brandon, question number 3. Name the only manager in Major League history to win at least 900 games with 2 different teams. Name the only manager in Major League history to win at least 900 games with 2 different teams.
900 games, 2 different teams. Let's see. There's a few that stand out, but I'll take the option.
Tony La Russa, Bruce Bochy, or Sparky Anderson?
I'm going with, oh gosh. Let's do Sparky Anderson.
Final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
Question number 4. Only 2 batters have taken 300-plus career intentional walks. One is Barry Bonds with 688 of those free passes. Identify the other.
How many was it?
300-plus career intentional walks. You have Barry Bonds and one other player.
If they were walking constantly, I'll take the options.
Options are Albert Pujols, Ted Williams, or Stan Musial.
Ted Williams, final answer.
All right, let's bring back Jamie Rivers from the Cone of Silence. Brandon, how are you feeling?
Okay. Yeah, not super awesome, but all right.
All right. So Jamie does
Better
today.
than I was last night at the ball game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Did you stay the entire time?
Yeah, I did. But, because the base is loaded, I literally, had to stay for that.
Yeah, sorry about that. You and the 14 other people that were there at Busch Stadium last night. You saw a real
exactly
tough
about
one.
that night.
Yeah. All right, Jamie, how was Cone of Silence?
I was good. Mike Ryder playing a little Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay,
Coming
nice.
to town soon.
All right.
He was relatively quiet, which means he's
locked in.
No, he's locked in. He's working hard.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and pack that lunch? It's baseball today.
Oh, I love baseball.
Here we go. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Ketel Marte has landed on the injured list with a sprained left ankle. The all-star second baseman is one of 3 Arizona players with 20 or more homers this season, along with Jock Peterson and who else?
I think I know who this is. I want to take the options, but I also feel like I need to shoot my shot. Give me the options.
Corbin Carroll, Christian Walker, or Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
All right, so again,
Carroll, Walker, or Gurriel Jr.
Not who I thought, so Gurriel Jr. Final answer.
Question number 2, Sunday night, the Tigers bested the Yankees 3-2 in the latest edition of the Little League Classic. In 2017, though, the Cardinals and Pirates played the very first regular season game in Williamsport. Which Cards infielder went yard on that August evening?
2017?
2017.
Yeah, options, please.
Options are Jed Jerko, Paul DeYoung, Colton Wong.
2017. Feel like it was DeYoung or Wong. Paul DeYoung. Colton Wong. Final answer.
All right, question number 3. Name the only manager in Major League history to win at least 900 games with 2 different teams.
Options.
Tony La Russa, Bruce Bochy, Sparky Anderson.
Okay, so La Russa, obviously the A's, Cardinals, 900 games. That's a lot. 900 games with each franchise? Yeah, I don't know. Sparky had Tigers, Bochy. I don't know if he had enough tenure. I'm going to go with Sparky Anderson. Final answer.
Question number 4. Only 2 batters have taken 300-plus career intentional walks. 1 is Barry Bonds with 688 of those free passes. Identify the other player.
Intentional walks. Oh, my God. Cover's wide open. There's so many great power hitters over the years.
Like Lars Nootbaar.
No, but he did get walked intentionally last night. So 688 is what Bonds had.
There was only one other player to have more than 300-plus career intentional walks.
I think it's like someone like Mark McGwire. Jose Canseco. That would have been him. David Ortiz. I know I've totally been terrible today, so I hate to use the options, but I have no clue. Give me the options.
Options are Albert Pujols, Ted Williams, Stan Musial.
When in doubt, Albert Pujols. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these today.
I'm sure it's a barn burner.
Brandon versus Jamie. Let's start off with that last question. Only 2 batters have taken 300-plus career intentional walks. 1 is Barry Bonds with 688 of those free passes. Identify the other. Jamie, we just heard you take the options, and you said when in doubt, go with Albert. You said Albert Pujols. Brandon, you also took the options. You said Ted Williams. Correct answer is?
It's Albert all the way.
It is Albert all the way. That's right, Janet. Jamie up 1-0. Name the only manager in Major League history to win at least 900 games with 2 different teams. Jamie, you said Sparky Anderson. Brandon, you said Sparky Anderson. Correct answer is?
It is Bruce Bochy.
Bruce Bochy. The Giants.
Yeah.
And the Padres. And the Padres. He was with the Padres for a while. Okay. Jamie's still with a 1-0 lead. Sunday night, the Tigers bested the Yankees 3-2 in the latest edition of the Little League Classic. In 2017, though, the Cardinals and Pirates played the very first regular season game in Williamsport. Which Cardinals infielder went yard on that August evening? Brandon, you said Colton Wong. Jamie, you said Colton Wong. Correct answer is?
Well, it's everybody's favorite infielder, Jed Jerko.
Jed Jerko. The Jerk Store call. It's Jed Jerko. Jamie with a 1-0 lead. Comes down to this. Ketel Marte has landed on the injured list with a sprained left ankle. The All-Star second baseman is one of 3 Arizona players with 20 or more homers this season, along with Jock Peterson. And who else? Jamie, you said Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Brandon, you said Christian Walker.
Wait, did Brandon use the options or not?
Correct answer is?
It is Christian Walker.
It is Christian Walker, that's right. And Brandon didn't need the options. Brandon.
Let's see if I can do this correctly.
You have chosen wisely.
Brandon, it's the only one you got right. It's the only one you needed to get right. 2-1 final over Jamie.
What a battle, Brandon.
Your fantasy team, having Christian Walker in your fantasy team saved you, my man. At least today.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah, he's been on the IL with an oblique for 2 weeks, so, it's...
But, hey, you still had him on the fantasy team.
I demand a recount. Just kidding.
Nice job, Brandon. You'll be back tomorrow.
All right, perfect.
See you, buddy. Good job today.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
That was ugly for me.
That was
ugly. It's not my best performance.
You're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine.
No, I won't be fine. Actually, I'll go home tonight, and I'm going to punish myself.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Nice job. Brad Thompson, another guy who likes to punish himself when he doesn't do things right.
That's right.
Will join us next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Love the Missouri Athletic Club. As the summertime starts to wind down, last opportunity to take advantage of the pool and some of the summer clubs that they have for the kiddos at the West Clubhouse. Cardinal season also, unfortunately, wrapping up as well, at least the regular season, because that's going to be it. The Busch Stadium, the shuttle, love going to the parking at the Missouri Athletic Club and taking the shuttle over to Busch Stadium. watching the Cardinals when we do get the family down there and then taking it right back. But the Missouri Athletic Club, it's more than just parking and that. I mean, it's a gym. It's a club. They got so many clubs within the club. The dining is outstanding, when it comes to maybe date nights with my wife, Kristen, and I. Great spot there. Either location is. But it's just a great club experience overall. That's my MAC, Missouri Athletic Club.
It's time for some high heat with Brad Thompson. Inside and high. Powered by Scott Lee Heating Company, your preferred Mitsubishi Electric elite contractor. Visit ScottLeeHeating.com and by Rawlings. Visit the all-new Rawlings experience at Westport Plaza today. There's no excuse for Thompson throwing at the head of play. This is High Heat with BT on 101 ESPN.
This is Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We have Brad Thompson, World Series champion 2006, and of course, Bally Sports Midwest, the color analyst for Bally Sports Midwest alongside Chip Carey. What's up, BT?
What is going on, fellas? How we doing today?
Well, we got some moves here to talk about since we last talked to you.
I tell you what, the Blues have been active, haven't they?
Well, they certainly have, Brad.
Army's trying to take that knife, jam it into their eye, into their brain, and kill them. I love it.
Yeah, us too. Now, why haven't the Cardinals also taken that same knife and stabbed it into their opponents to kill them?
Well, they've done something with the knife. It's just
dropped it on their foot.
Different approach. Yeah, different. Have you guys ever done that before? I've done that one where you're cutting something and then it ends up just you set it down and then the handle's heavier. It comes down, catches you in the foot. Yep. That's more what it feels like with the knife right now. That's a good call on that one.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you have a season, you think you know how everything is going to play out, and then all of a sudden none of it plays out in that manner, and you find yourself 12 games back. You find yourself, 6 games back in the wild card overnight. So, yeah, that is the interesting thing is, and you just talk about, like, why aren't the Cardinals making moves like that? There is not a magic move that gets you out of this. It's not moving this guy this way, that guy that way. It's the guys that are here doing things. And unfortunately, offensively, just hasn't been the case. But which move do you want to get into first?
Well, let's get into the latest one, Brad. Let's talk about Nolan Gorman. When you send down Jordan Walker and Nolan Gorman, I get it. Neither guy was playing a lot. Walker was being platooned. Gorman wasn't playing. He hadn't been playing for a while now, really, consistently. So I get Mo, who owns the roster. He decides to send those guys down. From our standpoint, our vantage point, it looks like, Mo's saying, hey, you're going to have almost a more set lineup moving forward here because Ollie's going to play the veterans. Are we accurate with that line of thinking?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that you'll have, to a certain extent, you have less variables that are there. At the end of the day, right, you're trying to win ball games. And Nolan Gorman, with all due respect to the 24-year-old, who I believe is immensely talented, he wasn't helping you win games. And I think that this is a move that could have easily happened a month ago for him, and maybe should have happened a month ago for him. But they continue to give him some reps, and it just wasn't working out. Striking out nearly 38% of the time. I mean, that's historically bad as far as swing and miss numbers go. So you ended up having to make a move, and I think you like your chances every day, having Donovan in that lineup, likely at second base for the most part, and moving forward there. With Gorman, I hope for him it's an ability to reset a little bit, not have a bunch of television cameras and microphones in his face after he goes out there on a day and maybe he goes 0 for 4 or whatever it is in a game in Memphis, and he can actually work on things because they need him. I mean, if he can have that sort of power potential, cut down on some of that swing and miss. We all know he's not going to be freaking Luis Ariz. That's not what he is going to be. It's not what you want him to be. But you got to cut down on some of it. He is a piece that can really help you, but he just wasn't helping you now. So there's really no reason in him being here in a bat off the bench role.
BT, let's talk about Jordan Walker just for a second, because the young man was hitting the ball pretty well. Really well, actually, before he got recalled to the Cardinals. And then I feel like, and this is just my opinion, outsider looking in, I feel like that nobody was really sure what his role was going to be once he came up to the Cardinals. Then he kind of got platooned, which I understand Ollie's perspective on that and some of the decisions there. But then now he's back in Memphis. I'm just wondering, was the juice worth the squeeze to bring him up and then just send him right back down?
Yeah, I think it was. I think the only one that was confused about his role when he came up this time was the fan base, to be totally honest with you. Front office and manager were on the same page with it. When you hear Mo talk about the fact that he needs to play every day, he's talking about the reason they sent him down. He needs to play every day in Memphis. He needs to get everyday reps. The Cardinals were in a position where they needed some help against some left-handed pitching, and Walker was an option to provide that in a platoon sense for the short term. Like, the plan wasn't necessarily for him to stay the entire time and get these every single day reps. But you're right, he was swinging the bat well, and it was nice that they were able to call him up at a time where he had earned that call up. But at the end of it for Walker, again, crazy young, 22 years old. Like, you look at his numbers at AAA, and they're not jumping off the page either. He had a good 2 weeks at the end of it, but there's still so much more work to do. And you're trying to put together your best lineup every day that gives you a chance to win. And, look, it ain't easy right now because it seems like whatever decision you make, that guy's not getting the job done. So it makes it easy or tough on the manager, tough on everybody that's involved in making some of these decisions. But Walker has a lot of work left to do, right? And he needs everyday reps. And right now, and who knows, this could change in 3 days. It could change in a week. But right now, these games mean a ton. I don't think that you can just throw them out there and say, well, let's hope for the best. Now, I also understand, Jamie, that you are kind of doing that with the entire roster right now. But at least you're doing it with some guys with some more track records.
Brad Thompson joining us right now on the Fast Line on 101 at ESPN. BT, I'm going to ask you a difficult question, but I know you can handle it, all right?
Well, if it's a difficult question, Anthony, just know this. I'm going to spin it in whatever direction I want.
Yeah, that's fair. That's incredibly fair. You're a pro. You're an absolute pro. All right, so when it comes to like Dylan Carlson or Lane Thomas or Randy Rosarena, any of these guys that have gone on and have success, I feel like there's one common theme after they get out of St. Louis. It's that they've gotten opportunities. You just talked about with Jordan Walker, and now Nolan Gorman's got to work on things. I get the development aspect of it, and we talk to guys like you and Izzy who say, look, guys need some maturing down, some seasoning in the minors before they come up and before they're ready. Are we to the point with some of these guys, Gorman, Walker specifically, where they just need the opportunity and you just got to play them and you just got to let this thing string out before you trade them to Tampa for a reliever?
Well, loaded question, Anthony, and a very tough one, the way that you laid it out there, because, boy, neither of those are the best the best overall answers here. But my thing is with both of these guys, and certainly with Gorman, you don't think Gorman's got the runway this year? You don't think he's got the opportunity? He had all the opportunity. Actually, give him another week, and he would have had the opportunity to break the all-time Cardinal strikeouts in a regular season record.
Well, let him have it. Somebody's going to have that.
Everybody, any press is good press. That's what they say. But no, he got runway. Walker got runway at the beginning of the year. It is still to the point where you got to put out what you believe is going to be your best club. And let's be totally honest. This offense overall is to say they've underperformed is not even good enough. It isn't bad. It has not been the offense that anyone expected this team to have. I think the pitching staff kind of being middle of the pack is what most expected, but you were supposed to win games because of your offense, and Gorman was supposed to be a huge part of it, and Walker was supposed to emerge, and Goldie was supposed to look like Goldie, and Arenado was supposed to hit for power. None of these things have really happened for this ball club, and it is impossible to win when you don't check any of those boxes as an offensive club. But yeah, the first part of the question, right, of the different guys going different places and having success. I'll just use your I will say small sample size, but we use the Dylan Carlson, right? He's over there in Tampa Bay. He's got an OPS almost around 850, and he's hitting from the right side even. If that is a trend, and you've seen Lane Thomas have some success, and we all know the Randy Rosarena and all this stuff, and some of these guys have come back to earth, that has to be a question internally that you're asking yourself. It has to be a question. It has to be something that is answered. Hey, what is happening? What is going differently? Where are these guys having success? Where do we miss? Internal audits have to happen with even teams that are hitting their markers, and in any business you have an internal audit. So that is something that the Cardinals continue to have to look at, is why is this happening for certain guys in different places? Because it's easy to say for Dylan Carlson, right? Say, hey, change of scenery, take the pressure off him. He's no longer the first-round pick with St. Louis. I don't think that St. Louis is the biggest pressure market. I feel like it's a market that is pretty fair, I would say, to the players. But who knows? Sometimes that change of pace is good for somebody, but it has to be part of the internal audit, Anthony, because it's happened too many times.
BT, I saw something last night that I don't think I was ever prepared to see, and I kind of want to get your take on it a little bit. It's the ninth inning, and the opposition walks Lars Nootbaar to get to Paul Goldschmidt, loading the bases up for Goldie and then Gorman. In your opinion, what's going on there? Because, I know Goldie hasn't been himself, but I don't know. I never thought in a million years I would see that scenario.
No, you're right, Jamie, and the fact that it was such an easy decision to make. It was one as we're setting it up and we're watching it, unfold on TV. It's hey, got a base open and got a right-hander on deck. It doesn't matter. At this point, Paul Goldschmidt, with all due respect to who I believe is going to be a future Hall of Famer, he is the right-hander on deck right now, and you play that straight because the numbers tell you play it straight. And Goldie talked about it. He stands up to the media just like he does every single time, whether it's good day, bad day. He's a phenomenal leader. If he had the answer to it, he'd fix it too. But you come into a spot last night where you've got Devin Williams, who's fresh back off the IL. He's one of the best in the business. You started off with a single Arenado double down the line. You've got second and third with one out after Contreras had struck out to start the inning. And you think, okay, we got ourselves a chance. And then Goldie strikes out. Gorman strikes out. By the way, Gorman got himself a chance, too. He had a 96-mile-an-hour cookie down the middle, fouled it off, and then got the airbender to end it. But first of all, when did you ever think that you'd see Goldschmidt leading into the season hitting seventh for you? And when did you think that would happen? That's how crazy this year is and how maddening it's been. And I know how passionate the fan base is. I know Fast Lane listeners, how passionate they are and how upset you are watching a game like that. For a second, try to put yourself in a position of a guy that's done nothing but succeed his entire life, and then watch him. Watch how real he is with the media afterward last night answering these questions. I feel for him, too, because he's putting in everything that he has to it and just doesn't have the answer.
BT, we'll let you go, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate these weekly chats with you, and we'll circle back next week.
Boy, I hope it's a better week next week, guys.
That'd be nice. Yeah, it certainly would be. Yeah. Hey, Brad, by the way, I didn't, last week, I know personally I thanked you, but on air too, thanks for hooking us up with some tickets last week. And weren't the green seats. I told the family it was going to be Brad's green seats, and, it was there. It was a tremendous seats, and we had a great time. But those
Anthony,
green
were
seats.
they serving the salmon? That's what I told you about when I asked my son last year. I go, hey, buddy, you want to go to the game? And he goes, are they having the salmon? I go, are you buying whose kid are you? Whose child are you? Are they having the salmon? You spoiled little. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Anthony, those green seats are always there for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, the family had a great time. I think we spent the first half watching the game-ish, and then the last half, believe it or not, was spent in the kids' zone where they absolutely loved it. So thank you, brother.
Well, thanks so much for stopping by and saying hello. That was really nice of you.
Well, you're not broadcasting from the kids' zone.
Well, I mean, sometimes actually with Chip and I, it's generally the kids' zone.
That's fair.
Might as well be the kids' zone.
Yeah.
I'm standing up here in the booth right now with Chip. We do a Pop-A-Shot. We have a disco ball. We've got a fog machine that we can't turn on much anymore because once they thought there was a fire. But it's basically the kids' zone up here. We just want to have more fun during the ball game. That's the plan tonight, Anthony and Jamie. We're going to have a blast tonight.
Well, there you go. Good. I'll say it so you don't have to. You got to keep yourselves entertained somehow. Bally Sports Midwest will be tonight. Chip Carey, Brad Thompson. They're going to have a lot of fun. Cardinals going to get a dub tonight, I think.
Didn't need that parting shot, Anthony, but absolutely, we're going to have a blast. Kyle Gibson, I'm going to give you his line, okay? Gibson's going to give you 7 strong, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Write that down.
I like it. It's already written down. Done. BT, you're the best, man. Thanks.
All right. See you guys.
See you, buddy. That's Brad Thompson here on 101 at ESPN. It's quite a line for Gibby tonight. Yeah, me too. Sports Six-Pack is next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service tax line. So if you do have a question, send it in there. Sports Six-Pack Part 1 next on 101 ESPN.
When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Johnny Londoff Chevrolet has always made that their number one priority. They've been in the business for over 80 years, and this is why. The customer always comes first for Johnny Londoff Chevrolet. Listen, we know that the price brings people in. People want a great deal, but they also want great service. They want to know that they're being treated with respect. They want to know that the service area is going to treat their cars the right way. They don't want to haggle for hours with a salesman. No, the Londoff Chevrolet team, they treat you like family because they want you to be a customer for life. Myself, a customer for over 25 years. My girlfriend, a customer now of Johnny Londoff Chevrolet. My kids are Johnny Londoff Chevrolet customers, and we won't go anywhere else because the Londoff Chevrolet team is awesome. They got 2 sweet locations now. The original location, located right there in Florissant, Missouri. The brand new Londoff Autoplex, located out in St. Peters. Both locations are stocked with great brand new inventory as well as pre-owned inventory. And as far as your trade-in is concerned, don't forget that Johnny Londoff is going to give you top dollar for your trade-in vehicle, and that is absolutely guaranteed. So please stop by either location. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. But if you can't get there in person, it's easy. Get there online. Visit them at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just talked with Brad Thompson. If you did not know, the Cardinals have recalled Jose Fermin from Memphis and have optioned Nolan Gorman to AAA. We talked a little bit about that throughout the show, so if you missed any of those conversations or our interviews with Jeremy Rutherford, newest Blue Philip Broberg, and of course Brad Thompson, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just go to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The Cardinals look to bounce back as Kyle Gibson takes the mound, going up against Tobias Myers and the Milwaukee Brewers. First pitch is at 6:45. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions in. 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and here is the one and only Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 1.
Well, there's actually another Andrew Marsh out there who just committed to Michigan. But we
That's
got a question. Sure is.
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I took their call.
Winners are Colts, but you know that,
I've been up there before.
You've dealt with the Minnesota weather, so you'll be fine
I'm like the guy that was a part of the Milwaukee Brewers trade with the Miami Marlins. That guy's actually playing college football now. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, he's like 28, 29 years old.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'll look up his name once we get into this Sports Six-Pack. From the 314, my question is, what's up?
Tua Tagovailoa?
No, it's not him.
Okay.
From 314, my question is, what are the realistic odds Edmonton can actually re-sign both Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid?
Wow. Realistic odds. Let's see here. Yeah, Connor's making 12.5 this year and next year. But we did hear Army talk about the cap going up to, could be $100 million in the next handful of years. So there's going to be casualties. I think one thing you'll see is 2 years from now, Evander Kane, his deal is up. So that's 5.1. The Oilers won't retain that. So that's money there that they can use. I don't know. I don't know if Connor McDavid has an appetite to stay in Edmonton his entire career. I think that Connor McDavid is kind of like Wayne Gretzky, to where I think he's going to want to explore some other options. And I don't blame him. You get out of Edmonton, go to another market. If he wants to go play in Toronto, maybe, or if he wants to be a New York Ranger, or who knows where Connor McDavid might want to go play. I don't think it's a lock that he's going to stay in Edmonton Oiler. But if nothing else, we've seen that these teams, when they want to make something happen, they find a way to do it.
Very true.
And if Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl want to be Edmonton Oilers for life and be paid accordingly, Stan Bowman and the ownership up there will make sure that happens.
Or he'll trade him to Columbus.
Either way.
Well, I'm pretty sure he'll have a no movement.
Maybe.
Question number 2.
Let's stick with hockey here. From the 217, Jamie, this might be a dumb question. Obviously, we had Philip Broberg on the show today, who is Swedish. Jamie, this might be a dumb question, but what is Sweden's first language?
Swedish.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know some words, too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now, if you say words that are bad words in a different language on the radio, does it still count?
I think it does.
Yes.
So that's why I didn't just blurt them out.
Smart.
Thank you.
I know a couple bad French words, French-Canadian words. I won't say them.
Good.
Probably shouldn't.
Now, guys, keep your swear words to yourselves, okay?
Yeah.
Till the break.
And then let them fly.
Yeah.
So
it starts with like a T.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a very prominent one.
Yes.
Question number 3.
From the 314, I actually brought this up yesterday. I feel like it would be a great time to have Tommy Edman on your roster. From the 314, doesn't Tommy Edman look good in Dodger blue?
He does.
Nobody looks good in Dodger blue.
Tommy Edman made a hell of a play yesterday that Mason Wynn has made all year, but it was a great play.
Yeah.
Dodgers people are flipping out. Oh, my goodness. And then Mason Wynn's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, I like Tommy Edman a lot.
I do.
You have 987 Tommy Edmans in your organization. I counted them yesterday.
I feel like
you brought this up yesterday to us in the office. Hey, Tommy Edman, he'd look good right now in a Cardinals uniform, would he not?
In center field.
And I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead.
You have 3 center fielders.
Well, I mean, you didn't have to bring up Victor Scott. You would just have Tommy Edman play center field.
What about Siani?
You wouldn't have
He's injured.
Going 5 2/3.
Oh.
How are you going to replace that production?
Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
You wouldn't have Pham tonight in your lineup.
Oh, no. Where's he batting, Anthony?
9th.
Dead last?
Good day.
Remember that time he hit a grand slam?
Yes,
and then
I do.
just didn't play?
Right. Now he's playing tonight, so probably hit a grand slam tonight.
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
No, you've got enough Tommy Edmans. Thomas Ajacey.
Where's he at?
Brendan Donovan.
Well, he's playing every day.
The other guy they got at the trade deadline. Literally every Cardinals infielder that is kind of smaller in stature and white and they've got a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Edman. And now they've been completely disrespectful to not only Tommy Edman, but the entire Cardinals farm system. I think we should do part 2. Go to part 2.
Yeah.
Of our Sports Six-Pack next on 101 ESPN.
If you're looking to replace your windows or you're looking to do any kind of renovation to your home, and it requires changing out the windows, visit my friends over at Window World. They are simply the best for less. They are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. They do a fantastic job. Their customer service is outstanding. The product is great. Window World uses a double-strength glass that gives it a strength not commonly used in replacement windows. I know this because I went into the showroom and they put a window on the ground and I stood on it. It did not break. It is a very, very good window. And they also attach a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, glass breakage, and labor. And right now, they are still offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. All you have to do, it's pretty easy. Just pick up the phone and give them a call. But when you call them, tell them Jamie from 101 ESPN sent you in, and that automatically qualifies you for a drawing for 4 Blues tickets to a game this season. So tell them that, and then call this number, 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800. Or you can always visit windowworldstlouis.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's continue our Sports Six-Pack with Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
Question number 4.
Guys, if you could go back and relive any moment in sports history, like let's even say right now, would you go back and relive that bases loaded opportunity for Paul Goldschmidt last night?
Yeah, probably. I would say so.
Tell him to bunt down first base.
Yeah. Good thing is, right now in our studios, Valley Sports Midwest is showing the game again.
What?
Yeah, he just swung at a pitch right at his shins, about 3 inches inside.
Like the pitch had a greater opportunity of hitting Paul Goldschmidt in the leg than it did him connecting with it.
That's pretty nasty still. It's a nasty pitch.
It's a very nasty at bat.
Anyways, that's not the actual question.
You know, guys.
The real question is.
Real quick, Marsh.
Yeah.
It's not what we think of a player or even what his team thinks of said player. It's what the opposition thinks of you.
Yeah.
And I think we found out last night what the opposition thinks of our dear Paul Goldschmidt.
Damn.
Who's trying very hard.
Mm-hmm. He certainly is. The Cardinals are trying hard, and Jamie's Vacation Speedo wants to know, do you think the Cardinals are like that turtle from Anthony's childhood?
Oh.
They're laying in the road like you might have a fighting chance, but really your fate is to be crushed by a semi-truck.
Okay, so funny story. I think I sent this to the group chat.
You did.
I was on my home,
amazing.
On my way home, and there's one little quiet road that leads down to my subdivision area, and I noticed something in the middle of the road. It was a turtle. It was a turtle. And it was moving.
Jamie showed us proof of this.
Yeah.
This is a true story.
I wanted to try and video it, but there were still some cars going by. I didn't know how to set up the phone to show me rescuing it. I wanted to flag down a car.
And
and I knew if I waited too long.
Yes, what could happen?
It could be sick.
Yeah.
And then we have problems. So I went
Do
over.
it for the content, though, you know?
And I picked up the turtle, and I walked it over to the grass on the other side of the road. And then I was waiting for it to poke its head out to take a really good picture, but I think it was just horrified that I touched it.
Yeah.
Because he tucked up the legs, the head, everything.
Yep.
And I rescued that turtle because I knew he wasn't sick.
Yeah. He needed rescuing.
He needed it. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's like the Blues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jamie was Doug Armstrong last night.
He was.
Rescuing the Blues.
Oh, I thought you were going to take a knife and... No, I didn't touch that.
No. That's only to human beings,
That's
not animals. Yeah.
So...
not mammals, like turtles.
But...
Are they mammals?
I don't think so.
They're reptiles.
Reptiles.
Or amphibians.
Because they're cold-blooded.
No, they can breathe in the water and oxygen.
Son of a bee. You learn something new every day, huh?
You're welcome.
Nice job, Jamie.
Yeah.
In some respects, I feel like you saved the turtle from my childhood last night.
That's what I was thinking about the whole time, Anthony.
I'm sure.
They could have been related. You don't know.
The moment I saw that turtle, I was like, not this one. He's not sick.
But not tonight.
Not tonight. And there were some cars buzzing around, too, and I was like,
nope.
If I thought to myself for 1 second, because I pulled my truck over, put the hazards on, I thought and I had to watch a couple of cars go. Yeah. I thought to myself, if while I'm out of my truck and I see this turtle get crushed by a vehicle, I don't even know how to react right now. I can't tell myself he was sick.
Oh, you can't.
You could say he was dumb, though. Like, what if he ended up... You save him, and then he crawls right back into the street.
Yeah, that was kind of his fate at that point. But I will say this, Jamie, the fact that you were willing to take the hit for the turtle, because I can imagine you grabbing the turtle in a car coming, and you just take the hit from the car. Because you weren't going to allow another turtle to get squashed.
Not on my watch.
Not on your watch.
Good teammate.
Yep, absolutely. Well done, Jamie. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
Question number 5.
And who knows, without my story, who knows if you even...
That's true.
Pull off to the side of the road.
Well, maybe not even looking at that point.
Now we're all looking for turtles crossing the street.
I was just told from the text line that turtles cannot breathe underwater. Who knows if that's true? I don't know. I feel like we should have paid attention more in school.
Turtles can breathe underwater. They go underwater for long periods of time.
Yeah, they go underwater.
Yeah, sure.
Like, if you have a tortoise, I wouldn't throw the tortoise in the water.
Although, they can probably do it too.
I just know that growing up on the lake, that we had all these turtles that were snapping turtles that would be in the water. And you had to watch out because they would go down and bury themselves like in the weeds. And if you're walking through or you're screwing around in the water and you step on one, well, you're going to know it in a hurry. And we'd always try to wait for it to pop up, and then it'd be like 35 minutes later, all of a sudden you see it, boop, its head pop up, like motor on the other way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, turtles can go in water.
We got a text from the 314. My wife and I watched Twisters with my 6-year-old son, and in the first scene, I started laughing, looked at my son and said, "Don't worry, all those people were sick." He said, "Oh."
He gets it. Yeah, that's nice.
That's what we've done.
I'm glad the legacy lives on. I really do.
It's going to live forever now. There's a whole new generation of people using it.
So John says no turtles can't breathe underwater. They surface.
Well, maybe they
to
do.
Breathe.
I don't know.
John from the snake pit.
Listen, I don't claim to be the alligator guy, the crocodile hunter here, okay? I just know that they go underwater for long periods of time.
By the way, the baseball player from the Marlins in that, I believe, the Christian Yelich deal, he now plays college football with Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Solid choice.
Google says sea turtles cannot breathe underwater because they don't have gills and need to breathe air. However, some turtles can breathe underwater through a process called colloquial respiration.
There you go.
This process involves turtles expanding their colloquial opening or butt and drawing water into the colloquia.
Into their butt?
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise
the water
that for humans.
then passes into the bursa, which contain finger-like villi that exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide between the bloodstream and the water. This process is similar to how gills function in fish.
There we go.
So, there you have it.
By the way, we got a text from the 515. They walked Newt Bar to set up the double play with first base empty. Get in the game, guys, and learn just the basics about the game.
Hey, you Arizona Diamondback, we're not arguing the move. We're saying in a typical year, you probably wouldn't do that with Paul Goldschmidt. That's the point. Get the game. I'm smarter than you guys. That's true. We're not arguing that. You are smarter than us. We're not arguing the move. We're talking about the overarching theme of walking Newt Bar to get to Paul Goldschmidt, who was an MVP 2 years ago. I'm smart. I know baseball. You guys don't. Let me text. Know what I mean, Jamie?
Yeah. We got a lot of...
And then I missed the actual point because I was hell-bent on texting in to stick it to where the sun don't shine for you guys.
Be careful, because that's where we're taking in water.
Well, colloquial respiration. It's a thing with the turtles.
I wouldn't advise it for humans.
No.
That'd start to get a little messy.
Yeah.
I have no idea what question we're on.
Just hit the button.
Yeah, we'll just break.
I'll just say question number 6. I'll throw this out here.
6. I thought we could have ended with that pompous you-know-what texting in and me being a jerk about it.
Oh, they can do that next segment.
All right.
Yeah. We do have criticisms and compliments. Maybe I'll bring it back up.
I'm sure he'll text back in.
Are the Cardinals prioritizing a mediocre season over the future of their organization?
Yes. That's next on 101 ESPN. I love Mosby Building Arts. They're fantastic. They do a great job of having different events and different specials that they have for people that want to upgrade their home. For example, right now they got a bathroom sale, and they offer you 3 ways to save. They got 10% off, 12 months no payments, or low monthly payments, $200 per month for 120 months. So if you're looking to upgrade your bathroom at home, could be a master bath, could be, a guest bathroom, call Mosby right now because they've got a great deal going on. And when it comes to Mosby Building Arts, the reason why they're the right remodeling company is because they do it right the first time. So when you call them and say, hey, I'm thinking about, in this case, remodeling my bathroom, they'll send out an interior designer to work with you on matching what your vision is to what products they have, and they've got all kinds of different features that they can bring out to you and say, hey, this is what we can do to maximize the space. Here's some different color palettes and different designs that we can mix in as well. They do a great job, and then when they start your project, they wait until all the materials are in, and then your exact team starts on your project. So it's not like working with different contractors, and they've got a bunch of different projects they have going on, and they're constantly bouncing around, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there with an unusable bathroom for months on end. Not with Mosby. When they start your project, they work until it's finished, and they do a fantastic job of making sure that you're updated each and every week. So if you want to take advantage of the great offers that they have right now, including that bathroom deal, give them a call, 314-909-1800. Again, 314-909-1800, or you can visit mosbybuildingarts.com. Tell them Stalter sent you. You didn't like my idea in the break there, Jamie?
I thought it was a swell idea.
Good. Thank you.
506. You should promote it even more.
Fair enough. 506, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. With Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. No Carey Davis today. CD is out handling some personal stuff, so hopefully he'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, he did not get fired or laid off or in trouble for his wonderful rant, by the way.
Yeah. No,
if you missed that rant, too, you can get on Twitter at 101 ESPN. Our guy Marshy posted the video of an epic meltdown from Carey Davis yesterday.
Yeah, great stuff. So
not on my page, though. It's on the
101 ESPN page. Yeah.
Nice. But Marsh did it. It was all Marsh.
My page is reserved for my polls.
Of course, yeah.
Or poll. Depends on which day it is.
Yeah, if you might have several in one day, but most of the time you just like to put one big one out there.
Yeah.
It's nice for people to hop on and
Well, they
check it out.
Tell us how they feel.
No doubt. All right, so Marsh, you had asked in the final question of the Sports Six-Pack, are the Cardinals prioritizing a mediocre season over the future of their organization? I think that's exactly what they're doing. Now, would they say it that way? No. Would they feel that way? No. But from the outside, yeah, that's what they're doing.
What are they doing?
Prioritizing a mediocre season over developing their youth.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially now that So, it's funny that you say that, because they say that. Anthony, I know you've heard this before. I hear what you're saying, but the actions speak louder than your words.
Which are true.
Which are true, right? So the Cardinals are saying one thing, but their actions are clearly telling a different story. Because if they were looking to develop or continue to work with the young guys, they'd be up here playing regularly.
Right.
And they're not.
They're not even saying they're going to develop those guys.
No, they're not. And
why don't they just tell us the truth?
Well, where are they in the standings? Here, I've lost track of how bad they are.
Honestly, with the way that they've been losing, I stopped paying attention to the standings.
Yeah, I'm pulling up right now here.
Pull it out.
Yeah, okay, that too. Wild card. They are 6 games back.
Six is the number.
3 under 500, 6 games back.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I said to you when you backed out of our friendly competition?
Thank God.
Remember I told you. I said this stretch of games, the Cardinals are going to end up being 9 to 10 games back after. So they're, and I meant the wild card.
Yeah.
They're approaching that because they're already, 11 games back of Milwaukee, 12 games, I think, now in the standings, I believe.
It doesn't matter. Division's over.
No, I'd like to see just how bad they are.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 11 and a half games back in the division. At what point do the Cardinals just say, okay, we're not coming back? We're not. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
So that being said, like players, like even a Tommy Pham, don't play him. He's a 36-year-old platoon bat for your outfit. Don't play him.
Release him so if some team could pick him up. I mean, we just saw this with the Cubs with Hector Neris.
Just, move on.
Move on.
Brandon Crawford, you've done that.
Yeah.
Matt Carpenter, listen, I'm totally cool with him sticking around for the whole season.
Yeah.
Carp's a good dude. He's done well this year. When called upon, he's been solid. So let him stick around. But after that, even some of the pitchers, like I'd release Lance Lynn. She'd be like, nah, go find a team to play on and bring up McGreevy. And now I saw today, John Mozeliak was talking about Steven Matz. His next start down in Memphis is 90 pitches. And if he feels good after that, he's coming back up to start or go to the bullpen.
And then throw the 90 here.
John Mozeliak is considering going with a 6-man rotation. So wait, though, 6 or 7? Because Lance Lynn's coming off the IL here soon, too. He was out there pitching a live batting practice today. So Lance Lynn, Steven Matz come back. Why bother? Release Lance Lynn, DFA Matz, get that, bring up McGreevy, and clean house. Like, you're at the spot now in the season where you should just let the kids play.
I think Michaelis, too, is he should be, I'm sure he's wanting to play for a team in October, too.
Yeah. Well, splashback deuce from the from the snake pit. I think with the perfect statement here. Unconditionally release all over these old guys. It's not a bad idea. You did so with Brandon Crawford yesterday. Why not do it with the veterans that you just said?
But I don't. Yeah, that's the point that I'm making here is what are you clinging to right now? Like, what are you really truly clinging to?
Third place in the National League Central.
No, but do you really think, as an organization, and that you're 6.5? Well, you're 6 games back of the wild card. Do you really think with the schedule you still have over the next little while, you're gaining any ground? No.
I wonder if they're clinging to their jobs right now.
Okay, but Marshy, if they do this and it fails, they're done anyways.
Right.
You're almost better to try and sell a used car to the ownership and say, hey, listen, what we discovered here this year, we got some pretty good young players. Sajaci's right now, he's roadblocked down in AAA.
Yeah.
Like, let's get these guys going so that next year we don't have to sign all of
the pitching staff too. Get these guys up. Get the young arms up.
You made a great point, and you said be a car salesman, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't even sell me on anything, though.
I agree, and that's a problem. And that is a.
Well, they're still trying to sell you on the giveaways. Like, let's be honest. This organization has sold you on the giveaways and the history. That's it. That's what they've been selling you, Jamie. Hey, we've got great giveaways, and if you come back to the stadium, chances are you'll see a former Cardinal again. That's what this organization has been selling.
Yeah, but that's not working on me. It's not. I've been to.
Well, it shouldn't work on anybody.
Anthony, I've been to one game this year.
Samesies.
One game. And I kind of got bit by the bug a couple of years back, and the hours aren't always great to where, they first pitch at 6:45, we get off the air at 6, but
you could still go down there.
Still go down there. And my girlfriend and I, first year where we were dating, we went to several games because she loves baseball, and it's a beautiful ballpark, and especially the weather the way it is. Anthony, I have no desire right now to go to a baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
None. Free tickets, Champions Club, I have no desire.
Yeah.
I'll watch the highlights later.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't because it's rinse repeat that I'm watching all the time.
I know. DLW from the Snake Pit says we need more bobbleheads. Yeah. Well, you're going to get some.
Yeah.
But I'm serious. Like, here, check out the giveaway. And don't forget, Matt Carpenter's back.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't pulled Albert Pujols out from under their hat.
Oh, they're waiting for that.
Albert Pujols night coming up. Come back to the ballpark.
Right.
Albert Pujols night. He's going to sign 1,000 things, and we're going to give them away randomly to people.
Right.
And there's going to be a big presentation to Albert. Like, yay, Albert.
Mm-hmm. That's when you tell that organization to go fast lane itself until it gets smarter about the roster and baseball. Like the one texter earlier.
I just think they have to show some balls and just gut it out.
Baseballs? They've got enough.
Sure.
Jamie, they've got enough baseballs.
No,
I think that's the problem. It's just landing in the
I don't even care if they just
bleachers.
Just slap those things right out, the baseballs, and play the young guys.
Well, that's the problem. They're not slapping the balls forward to get base hits.
No, I understand that. But the organization overall has to start showing a little more passion, we'll say, and slap them right out so that they can succeed.
Well said. We've got Prove Me Wrong next. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement that you want us to argue against, text it to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Prove Me Wrong next on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, are you currently using ED meds? Well, don't sweat it. Nobody cares. But what we do care about is that you're paying too much for those ED meds. Stop it. Head over to the medicine shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. As always, they've got a generic called Sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. It's an unbelievable rate, by the way. Prescription required, of course. And if you have troubles getting to the pharmacy, I'm always this guy. Super busy. Daughter's got soccer practice. I've got other things to do. I can't seem to get to the pharmacy to pick up those meds that I need on a regular basis or the diabetic supplies that my daughter needs on a regular basis. Well, the medicine shop, they deliver that. They have free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. It's an unbelievable program. So get in there to the pharmacy, say hi to everybody, and if you have any questions, they're going to answer them for you there. Ask them about this free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. They will set you up with the program. You will absolutely love it. So please tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. And if you need more information, you can always visit stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right. The law firm of Rivers and Stalter.
And Davis.
But Davis is off today.
We didn't fire him just
No, absolutely not. No,
we asked for a continuance for him.
We did, yeah. So it's just Rivers and Stalter today, but we have stepped in to the courtroom of the Honorable Andrew Marsh. And Judge, we appreciate you having us stay, and congratulations on the Michigan
thank you.
acceptance.
Thank you.
It's going to be awesome going up to the big house, watching Marshy play receiver. For
Absolutely, yeah.
Was it maize
and blue?
Maize and blue.
Yes.
Yeah, I was always told you're supposed to catch the football with your chest.
No, diamonds
hands.
out front.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
you make the
maybe you should come see me.
Make that diamond.
See,
after my red shirt
Marshy,
freshman
when
year.
you make that, it makes a certain very identifiable.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's how you do it. You want the ball.
Yeah, you got to put the target.
You want the ball right in that area.
Diamond.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Sure.
Nose of the ball should go right there.
That's right.
Now, when I have gloves on, what should my, should it be like blue gloves? Like,
you gotta get the Michigan, like the ones that connect.
Big M?
Yeah. I would just have, when you put them together, it's one hand just giving the bird.
Maybe I should go no gloves. I'll be like Matt Carpenter, no gloves.
Good luck.
That could work too. Judge, you can
do whatever I want.
You can do great things.
I'm already signed.
Exactly.
I can do whatever I want now.
Definitely. Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. From the 618, prove me wrong. The DeWitts do actually care to win championships, and the players are trying hard.
Oh, are you kidding me? Have you watched what's going on here recently? DeWitts, they care. They laugh. They laugh at the thought that you're not going to show up.
Like a bunch of hyenas, they laugh.
That you're not going to show up to the stadium. They know you're going to continue to show up at the stadium. The DeWitts don't care. The bottom line for them is that Ballpark Village is thriving. They keep going to the bank every month with their Brinks truck.
Got the old condos up now, or the apartments, or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, they're selling everything they possibly can down there. The DeWitts clearly aren't trying at all. What was the second part of that, Judge?
The players are trying.
Oh, the players, yeah, trying.
Goldschmidt looked like he tried last night.
He tried to kill houseflies.
Gorman tried to walk back to the bench.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of effort. Have we seen Nolan Arenado a couple of times this year where he basically walks down first base line? Even Tommy Pham gave up on a ball that was hit out into the outfield corner. He just stopped trying.
That's what this team did to Tommy Pham, the most passionate baseball fan, the most competitive baseball player that you're going to find. They even turned this guy into,
Look how quickly they did it.
Yeah.
So Cardinals trying and DeWitt's caring. I laugh at both of these things. I think we talked about actions and words.
Yeah.
Just watch the games, and you get your answers to both of those questions.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip the judgment or the ruling on this one. We'll let the 618 kind of sit on that one for a little bit.
Why would you want him to sit on it?
It's just a good thought. I think it's every once in a while. Sometimes somebody like that's got to sit on one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the next one, and we'll let the people decide. I don't want to be the decision maker on that one. We'll let the people decide.
Yep.
That's what's
maybe
fair.
The 618 can decide after he sits on it for a while.
From the 573.
Don't laugh.
Prove me wrong. I'm sorry.
He doesn't like that.
I'm not laughing at the 618. I'm laughing about my playing time at Michigan coming up.
There you go.
From the 573, we're watching a front office that has had very little adversity in the last 25 years. Prove time and time again that they have no idea how to work through tough times and instead resort to panic mode.
Yeah, here's the thing on that. They don't panic as much as they just shrug their shoulders and say, we'll be fine. We're going to use the same exact game plan over and over and over again. Now, see, when you panic, there's at least some sort of urgency to make either maybe get out of it, like a burning building, right? The building is burning. You're getting out, right? You're panicking a little bit. Now, maybe you make bad decisions along the way.
Run back in to save others.
Certainly. Not the Cardinals, though.
Yeah.
They get out, right? Panic sets in. You're going to do something about it. The burning building, same situation. Cardinals in the middle of the front office, burning building. They're like that dog with the coffee. This is fine.
Yeah.
So I disagree with the panic aspect of it. No, they're not panicking.
He went to the
They're
dog.
steady Eddie.
And you know what?
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
If the Cardinals were to catch a baby out of a burning building, they'd
Total
be
accident.
like, they would be the Nelson Aguilars of baby catching with a
Remember
burning
that?
building.
That was the greatest clip ever.
A man becomes a hero, saves the child,
Yeah.
and then takes the opportunity to rip the Eagles. Oh, that's an Eagles fan.
Honestly, it's one of the greatest clips ever.
I liked what you said, Anthony.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, I do think that they just don't have any sense of urgency.
Ever. Is this building on fire? No, I'll be fine. We could get out. We could sit here.
Make sure we don't get burned.
Net. I think we'll be fine.
From the 314, prove me wrong. Ali Marmol will go down as one of the worst Cardinal managers in history.
What's that?
Ali Marmol will go down as one of the worst managers in Cardinals history.
I don't know about that.
Surely there's a different manager that's had other issues of losing in the past.
Your Honor, we need a small recess, like 30-second recess here, please.
We're just, we can go all the way back, but
this is a tough one.
This is a tough one, yeah.
In history.
In
ever, Bob.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
I'm sure there's a Bob in there that was a bad manager.
He probably could be.
Yeah, well, hold on here. Let's...
Like Joe Torre, Whitey Herzog.
Yeah.
Joe Torre wasn't the best manager for the Cardinals during that stretch.
Your Honor, I think we're ready.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I think we're ready. Thank you for understanding.
For sure.
I don't understand how Ali, who already has a victory underneath his resume, could be worse than Arlie Latham in 1896, who's got a 0% win percentage.
What?
1896.
That's a tough
Arlie
year.
Latham. 0.0 win percentage.
How many games did he lose? Didn't lose any?
I did. It's not important.
Okay.
0%, you said? Win percentage?
0%.
Sounds terrible.
Thanks, Judge. 0 for 3. He's 0-3.
He was so bad they had to fire him after 3 games.
That's it. That's why I didn't want to answer you.
I was wondering.
Hey, we won the case, all right?
Oh, my goodness.
All right, last one here from the 217. Prove me wrong. The Fast Lane can't get through a segment without any innuendos. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, that's offensive.
Okay,
Jamie,
first
tell
of
him
all,
why.
if you listen to the Blues segment earlier, not one innuendo of any kind, and there's plenty of opportunities for you to put one in there, I can tell you that much. But it didn't happen. So when you listen to us and we talk about football, we do all these segments, very seldom is there an innuendo. I'll just put it out this way. I'll put it back to you this way, is what I'm saying and what you hear, I can't control that. So if I say something and you deem it to be a sexual innuendo,
you're the dirty one.
Meanwhile, I have no intention of it being that at all, then the dirt and the blood is on your hands because that's your filthy mind thinking. I appreciate the thought, however, but that's, if you're taking what I'm saying and you're putting it in your ear and it's going in the wrong way, that's on you, not on me. Innuendo. Can you believe that?
Quite frankly, guys, I find it disturbing, disgusting, and the accusations are just unfathomable.
Good call, Jamie.
Thank you. It's disgusting.
Yeah. All right, Judge, thank you for your time today.
Yeah,
I feel like everything went well.
I think so, too. I think so, too. Hopefully the 618's still thinking about Jamie's answer.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure
he did reply.
Did he? What did he say?
Ding, 100% right.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
Fine.
Appreciate you.
He sat on it for a while there.
He did.
And apparently he liked it. So,
Thank you.
So we gave him the
618.
ding.
So we gave him the ding.
Or today we'll call you the 6-1 great, because that's what you are today.
There you go.
Sun shining. Your Cardinals going to lose another game because the organization doesn't care about you. And, all's good.
By the way, we're getting text about Vern Rapp.
Oh, yeah. That
potentially being the worst Cardinals manager in ever, Bob.
Yeah, let's check out old Vernie's record, shall we? Vern Rapp. 1977 to 1978, he managed 179 games. He went 89 and 90. 89 and 90.
So it's been...
So he's no Arlie Latham of 1896. 0 wins for that guy. Only Cardinal manager with 0 wins. So
that's a wrap.
I wonder he didn't keep his job.
Yeah, no kidding. I think he was probably an interim, but either way, didn't win a game. Beat the streak. Biggest question of the day. Next. I want to win ESPN.
Then give him an extension.
Yep. Jamie, when it comes to working with Stewie, you're going to get somebody that is going to have your best interest at heart. We've seen it time and time again. Whether you're purchasing a new home and you need that perfect loan with the right interest rate and somebody that's going to stay on top of things when it comes to refi, Stewie's got to be your guy. Maybe you're in kind of some debt and you've got, some sleepless nights and you don't know how to get out of it. You need some money and you want to do it the right way. Then call Stewie. It gives you his personal cell phone number with the bagel loan, which, Jamie, you could talk about the bagel loan. You're talking about a program that can help a lot of people out.
Yeah, the bagel loan, like you just mentioned, Anthony, it's a situation where if you borrow $200,000 or more, Stewie has no underwriting fees, no appraisal fees, no title fees, no lender fees, no closing costs. It really is an amazing program. And myself right now, I'm in the market to purchase a home. Sat down with Stewie to put a plan together because I am self-employed with the business and then I earn here. There's a lot of different avenues. It gets kind of confusing. Not for Stewie. He handles all that stuff great. He's going to get me going in the right direction. I'll be a homeowner very soon, thanks to Stewie and the bagel loan. So please take the opportunity to call Stewie on his personal cell phone number. That number is 314-324-4440.
Again, that number, 314-324-4440.
If you can't remember the number, Anthony, what can they do?
You can always Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Jose Fermin has been recalled from Memphis AAA. Nolan Gorman has been optioned to Memphis. So Nolan Gorman not in the lineup, not on the big squad for the foreseeable future. The Cardinals take on the Milwaukee Brewers tonight after losing 3-2 last night. Kyle Gibson on the mound going up against Tobias Myers. First pitch is at 6:45. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interviews with Jeremy Rutherford, Philip Broberg, and Brad Thompson, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, time to play Beat the Streak. Our guy Jackson's on an absolute roll right now. What's up, Jackson?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing, well, not doing as good as you right now, man.
Wow.
Well done. You got another hit last night. Smarsh, what do we got for standings?
Well, Anthony, you might be doing better than Jackson.
Only for now.
One better. You have a streak of 4. Jackson is in second with a streak of 3. Jamie and I are tied with a streak of 1. And unfortunately for Carey, Reese Hoskins did not get a base hit last night. He is back to 0.
Carey. He had a good night anyways, though, didn't he? With his Matt Carpenter home run.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's continue this streak, shall we? One would think that I would go right back to William Contreras.
Maybe correct.
And you are.
And I will. William Contreras, please. Guy's a dynamic hitter. So, Jackson, now it's up to you, man. You're up.
Well, I like Contreras' numbers too, but Adames has better against Gibson, so I'm going to Adames.
Good call.
Wow.
Willie Adames goes to Jackson.
Jackson dialed in, man.
Yeah, he is.
All right, Marsha, you go ahead, okay, buddy?
I am going to go with Bryce Terang.
Bryce Terang is off the board. Bryce Terang.
I am going to go with Alec Burleson.
All right.
And then CD.
Should we just double them up with Mason Wynn?
I was going to say double down with Mason Wynn.
All right. Sounds good. So Mason Wynn will go to CD. So I've got William Contreras. Jackson has Willie Adames. Jamie just took Alec Burleson. Marsh took Bryce Terang. And Carey Davis, who hopefully will be back tomorrow with us. We gave a Mason Wynn because we gave him Mason Wynn for the home run derby as well. Jackson, you're on a roll, man. So I imagine we're going to talk to you again tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thank you guys so much.
All right, buddy.
Yeah,
See you.
Take care.
Take care. For those that don't know, Jackson was the young man who came in last week to kind of just observe us knuckleheads because he wants to get into sports media.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's a sophomore right now in high school. So he's, I think, 2 days into school, too.
Probably, yeah.
But we appreciate Jackson. All right, Marsh, why don't you hit us with that biggest question of the day?
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, we were talking not too long ago about the Cardinals. Essentially, they're done. Like, they're done. They're done.
Stick a fork in them.
Stick a fork in them, and they're done. They're done. And so now that we are all in agreement that this team is not going to make the playoffs, do you believe that the Cardinals should not tank, like, you know, not like Philadelphia 76ers tank, but like maybe just not win more games than they probably should down the stretch? Because right now they are less than 10 games away from having a top 4 spot for next year's Major League Baseball draft if they were to, you know, not win the lottery, but
Yeah,
they'd have a better chance. Their percentages would be higher to get one of the top picks in the 2025 Major League Baseball draft. Do you think it is more imperative for them to do that than it is to try and do whatever they're doing now and make the playoffs? And I don't know if that's even possible at this point.
I think regardless of what your draft pick is, I think you should start to play your young guys. I think they're done. And actually, I would have played them a week ago. I would have played all the young guys. Now, we had Brad Thompson on earlier, and I brought up how Jordan Walker, why not just give him the rest of the way here? Why not just give Nolan Gorman the rest of the way? And BT and Walrus King and the Snake Pit also said, hey, Gorman he's had his shot. Okay, he's still a young guy. And right now, I think he's 7th in at-bats on your team. And the guys directly behind him are Contreras and Nootbaar, and they've missed the majority of the season. So it's not like it's not like he's got 375, 400 at-bats. I realize he's had a long runway here, but he's still one of your young guys. Let him figure it out. Hey, you're slumping right now. This is what the big leagues is, kid. Mm-hmm. Figure it out. You're going to be in the lineup every day, unless you're hurt. So go for it. I understand that the Cardinals we're not waving the white flag. Cool. That's noble of you. You've been painfully average all year long. You've had your chance. These veteran players have had their chance. And all they're saying now is we're going to turn to the veteran guys because they're the only guys that can help us out. Yeah. The same guys that put you in this hole.
So, guys, let's go back to the Blues last season. They were nipping at the heels of a playoff spot for the entire season, right down to the very end-ish of the season. And then they lost a couple in a row, fell out of contention. What happened when they fell out of contention? Because
they played Richie Palacios?
No, the Blues.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Blues.
I'm so locked in on the Cardinals season ending.
Get there. We'll get back there, okay?
My bad.
We're on a different road, but we're going to get back on the Cardinals highway here in a second.
Jamie, I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong there.
Clearly.
Yeah.
The Blues were still mathematically there to make a playoff spot, but they pivoted. All of a sudden, Zach Bolduc was in the top 6. Zach Dean was playing every night. Scott Perunovich was in the lineup every night. Matt Kessel was playing. They went with the youth.
It helps when your coach is on the same page as your president.
True, but they went with the youth. And Kevin Hayes came out of the lineup, and some other guys came out of the lineup, and it was well, they're waving the white flag. Well, what happened? They ended up finishing the season pretty good. Competitive, but those young guys got that experience at that time of the season. And now going into training camp this year, you're okay, these guys can fight for spots now.
Yeah.
Why would you not give Walker and Gorman, if it was me, following this series, after tonight, I know it'd be crazy to just call them back up. I think they got to go down for 15 days or something like that, something stupid like that. Mm-hmm. But following the 15 days, because they're going to be even further out of playoff contention in 15 days, I've got Wynn at shortstop. I've got Gorman at second base. I've got Walker playing every day in the outfield or first base. If Goldie needs a day off, or you just give him a day off because you're out of contention, he's not helping you anyways.
Yeah.
Walker at first base or Burley at first base. Third base, kind of stuck with Arenado. I'd like to see Sajasi playing. I'd like to bring him up and give him some reps too. Don't know if there's a spot for him to do that. But you see my point here.
I do.
Advance the ball so that now you kind of know going into the offseason, what is Sajasi? What is Walker? What is Gorman? Did they figure anything out?
Yeah.
Instead, no, we're going to bury them in the minors, play all our veterans who already know what they are, and then you're going to be well, better go get some more veterans just in case these young guys can't handle it, next year.
Yeah.
Or you could say, hey, you know what? That sample size we gave them at the end of the season showed us that they could probably handle it. So let's move forward with these guys. Let's focus on other things like better pitching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not going to work. You're making too much sense. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got Bet the Board and 3 stars of the day, as well as criticisms and compliments. That's all next on 101 ESPN.
If you are thinking about some renovations right now, maybe you're thinking about renovating that kitchen or bathroom. Those are always big renovations. Well, now also, what about an outdoor living space? If you're thinking about doing any of that, call my friends at E&B Granite. E&B Granite, they offer an extensive selection of custom countertops, cabinets, and flooring that caters to any taste for that matter. They've also got a variety of colors, patterns, and styles that are guaranteed to bring new life to your living space. And we know this already, that renovating your kitchen and your bathroom, those are massive projects. You want to make sure you get it right. That's where the in-house design staff come in, and they're backed up by their skilled team of professional fabricators and installers. But the first step is walking into E&B Granite down on Manchester, 6135 Manchester Avenue, and talking about what you're trying to accomplish. If it's your bathroom, your kitchen, or your outdoor living space, talk to the in-house design staff. Let them guide you. That's what they did for me, and my kitchen turned out incredible. I absolutely love everything that E&B Granite was able to do for my kitchen, and I will use them in the future. When it comes time to the bathroom or the outdoor living space, they are my first call, and they should be yours too. So please set up a consultation with one of the employees down there, and it's easy. Just call 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Marsh, do you have those updated standings?
Oh, quiet.
I certainly do. Anthony, you are in first with Carey Davis. Yeah. 10 points.
Wait, with Carey Davis?
Yeah.
He won last night?
He did.
That's awesome human being. And he's good at this.
He certainly is. Jamie, you have 7 points. I have 6.
What does Anthony have?
10.
10.
I was going to do something, but I'm not. Because I care about Jamie too much.
And you knew what his play was.
Yes. You and I have actually been on the same page of late. And you've been telling me what your play is.
Yeah, just talking about it. So if you take it from me,
I'm not going to take it from you.
You know.
I'm just not. Okay? I know you did this the other day. The stupid Rays, they got to win, right? In Oakland. No, you know what? I've been sticking with the props. Give me Jack Flaherty over 7.5 Ks Sun against Seattle. They strike out a ton. Over 7.5 Ks for the Flaherty man. Please, and thank you.
Anthony, you're in a 9-game heater right now.
Ooh, 9 straight, huh?
9 straight.
All right.
Hopefully that comes to an end tonight.
You. Hey, how close did you get? I meant to check. How close did you get on your... He did the...
I did a parlay last night.
He did the parlay, what, 4?
I did 4, yes.
And?
1 for 4.
Really?
So, Frankie Montas did not get 5 strikeouts. Rhys Hoskins did not get a base hit. The Brewers did not score 4 runs. However, they did win.
Ouch.
So,
okay.
Oh, Marshy did the parlay play?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, boy. Strategic. I don't hate it. All right, so is it me now? No, Marshy.
No, you're up.
I'm up.
Well, no, Carey's up. I feel like we should just give him Aaron Judge. 1.5 hits, runs,
but
RBIs.
Are the odds on it, though? Because sometimes the odds are like minus 200 on those things. You got to be careful.
I'll take a gander.
All right, take a gander. Mine's pretty easy. I'm going with the Brewers. They're plus 100 on the money line. I'm going with the Brewers money line.
Good call.
Yep. I don't believe in the Cardinals right now. So I can check that one for you, Marshy. It's as soon as I find the game.
Oh, here we go. I'm looking at Aaron Judge, player to record 2+ hits plus runs plus RBIs, which would be over 1.5. Aaron Judge is at minus 180. But you know who's not?
Who?
Jose Ramirez at minus 145. I think he would take him to record.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's set him up. Let's just set CD up for success.
We're trying to today.
He's got some stuff he's going through, and want to make sure that we take care of our boy CD.
Yes.
So that's good. All
okay, so
what do you got, Marsh? You used your bullet.
What was that stat line that BT threw out there tonight for Kyle Gibson?
7 innings. Did you say 7 Ks? 7 innings, 7 Ks.
17 Ks, I think it's
2. No walks, 2 runs, or something like that?
I don't know.
In a dub?
Well, I don't know if all that is going to happen or if any of it is going to happen, but
Fair.
I am going to take Kyle Gibson over 5.5 strikeouts. And if it doesn't happen, then I'll just blame BT.
It's not a bad strategy.
Yep.
Yeah, good call on that. All right.
There we go.
What do we got for criticisms and compliments?
From the 314, what kind of show would you have if the Cardinals were 20 games over 500? You know your jobs are easier with the Cardinals losing.
No, they're
That's so...
So to pull the curtain back a little bit here, when
no offense, but you couldn't be more wrong.
When a team does nothing but win or nothing but lose, that is tough radio. Because when your team does nothing but win, you're talking about all the good things and whatnot. However, when the team wins, you can still talk about some of the negative things that happen. And people are like, well, yeah, like Cardinals are, well, the bullpen is great, or the offense crushed it, 8 runs. However, would have been nice to see Goldie not into that double play. Or you can talk about when things are bad like this, like every day, it's monotonous.
Yes.
To come in here and talk poorly about the Cardinals when we are Cardinals fans. And even though we don't like the way they're playing or the decisions that they're making, this is not easy to come and talk negative.
Well, here's the other thing, too. We have to, at least in part, Like we do what we do. It isn't. We like to make it an entertaining show. We are true to we're very snarky and all that stuff. We are, but we are true to ourselves. Yet we still have to capture your mood, and your mood. I was just talking about this to Jamie earlier. Your mood is still you're ticked.
Yes, Cardinals fans.
You're not. There's no apathy. I realized you didn't show up last night, which I don't blame you. But look at our text line. Look at the snake pit. People are still pretty ticked off about this. Look at Twitter. So we have to capture your mood. So,
if we came in and talked positive or tried to find nothing but the positives, we'd be called out in a hurry.
Dr. Smoochy Poops just nailed it. He goes, "Yeah, Stalter, remember how easy those 3-hour postgame shows were for the Rams when they were 2-14?" Well said. No, we root for the team. You root for the team. We root for you. So if you're engaged with the Cardinals every single night, we're engaged with the Cardinals every single night. We're watching these games with we're frustrated as well. So, it's not easy. We're also not digging ditches, so let's or up on a roof when,
Well, we
110 degrees.
We do bury the bodies.
We do bury the bodies.
So we need to dig some ditches.
On the roof at 110 degrees.
Don't. Just call the Happy Roof Company. They're fantastic. They got financing out everything for you.
All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day.
Yeah, we all know.
3 stars. We're going to start off with Arlie Latham.
Yeah. Oh, worst Cardinal manager. 0.0 wins. Sorry, Ari.
It's tough.
Artie, Latham.
Arlie.
Arnie.
He really put the L in Arlie, Anthony.
He sure did.
All right, second star of the day.
Sorry to his family if he's listening, if they're listening.
Oh, they're all dead too.
Second star goes out to Andrew Marsh.
The other one.
The one in Michigan.
Go to Michigan. All right.
Blue.
Go Blue.
All right. First star of the day goes out to turtles who breathe out of their butt.
Yes, and that's all of them, or most of them, apparently. We found that out today.
So you call people mouth breathers, right?
Yeah.
Can you call them ass breathers?
Maybe, yeah.
That guy's an ass breather. Look at him.
Yeah.
Turtle.
I like that.
A turtle.
It's a bird.
No, that's a turtle.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a mating sound they make. Like, come and see me.
I'm pretty sure that's a bird.
Look at my tail.
Look at my tail. All right, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See ya.